I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth to call Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, Proctor.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchog, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and
hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. I'm not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog out.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the thing, it should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me? So who gon' stop me? You can't stop me. So who gon' stop me? You can't stop me. So who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Did I not close the fridge? Hold on one second. All right, that's better. As we were saying, how's everybody doing out there? Good, good. Welcome to the show. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of things. Turtleboy. A lot of people just call me that these days. Clarence Woods Emerson. That's kind of like my pen name, my Facebook name. You can follow me on Facebook at that account. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, as old school turtle riders are known to do. I prefer doctor. I get addressed in public now as doctor a lot more, as I should be, because I've earned the title. I'm a doctor of journalism and activism and hot takes in general. So you can call me doctor, or, you know, some people call me daddy. I can get that. That's a little bit weird for some people. I will allow it. I will allow it. Don't say that. I can't. I have to. So again, I'm not making you do that. Again, and it's not, doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It can just be like daddy, you know, like I'm like daddy around here. So whatever you want to do, just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and make sure you smash that subscribe button. That's all I ask. And I guess it is a little blurry. Why is it so blurry? Is it like that on Rumble too? Are my Rumble rats dealing with this? Let me hit play over on Rumble. See what it says. On Rumble, they make me watch it come out. Oh, it is blurry on Rumble. What the hell? What's going on with that? Should I hey, let me exit out of this real quick. I'm going to exit. I'm going to come right back. Don't go anywhere. Sometimes that fixes the problem. Be right back. Okay. See if this is an improvement. I've called him daddy since 2019. Again, it's it's okay. We'll see if it lasts. But anyway, just want to say welcome. If you're a newcomer here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We're getting close to 100,000 subs. That's pretty cool. They give you like a plaque when that happens, I guess. We're probably not going to get one because we've been suspended too many times, but a man could dream. Can he not? That would be really cool. That'd be really cool to have. I went to when I was hanging out with Tim Cast last January in his spot. He had one. He had one for 100,000, 500,000, and $1 million. So we're getting close. Need 2,500 more people. So hook us up. Give us a like afterwards. Comment. It's only a matter of time, especially if we do this the second trial. I mean, that's where I gained a lot of subs, was the trial. And, I was indicted for saying, and we'll get to the indictment tonight, the bill of particulars that was handed in, for saying that, I don't want this to go to trial, right? Well, they missed. Of course I want this to go to trial. The selfish part of me always wanted a trial. That trial was fucking awesome. That was the most entertaining shit I've ever seen in my life. We're going to get years of content from that one trial. You understand that? You know how many these shirts I sold during the goddamn trial? Get them in the Turtleboy store now. They're everywhere. The trial was great for business, right? But what they missed was the other part where I said the selfish part of me wants a trial, but I don't think it should go to a trial because I think it should be dismissed. And I got indicted for that because you can't prove that. But anyway, evicted tragedy sending to collect money for the upcoming softball tourney. Is she trying to send her husband to another softball tournament. Is she doing that again? I never did a show on her. I did a Turtle Club show on her, which isn't quite the same because it's not as many people in the sex cult, but is what it is. Yeah. Was watching the Olympics earlier. You guys been watching the Olympics? Good stuff. Watched a little synchronized diving yesterday. That's wild. That shit, man. It's like a clone, like it's crazy. And then track. I'm a big track and field guy. I mean, I watch the swimming, but I'm a track guy. I was a track coach in high school. Did track when I was in high school. Carrie Richardson got a silver today. Very disappointing. Oh, and Pommel Horse Steve. How can I forget a Worcester boy? One of my own. He's from Worcester. We got to get him on the show. Pommel Horse Steve went to Worcester Technical High School. Obama spoke at his graduation. I don't know if that was his graduation. Obama spoke there in like 2014 at their high school graduation, I want to say. There's like one of the first blogs I did in like 2014, I want to say it was about that. But anyway. Yeah, I know boycott it. People are saying because you got I don't know what. There's some controversy over the gender of that Algerian who hit the Italian lady, and this whole lot. And then you had the fat chick at the fat Jesus at the opening ceremonies. I mean, that's the kind of culture war content I used to really dig my teeth into back in the day, but now I'm just way too into the Karen Reed story, and I kind of like it more. But anyway, so as I was saying, if you guys like the program and you want to have your message read out loud to the class, you can't do Turtle Chat because we're banned from doing that. We had the wrong opinion about a certain president's vaccine mandate in 2021, and so we can't do that anymore. So we just built our own platform. And you can click at the top for something called Turtle Chat, donate whatever amount of money you want. And when you do that, I'll get a notification and I will read your message out loud to the class. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Okay. Let me read a couple here. First is from Penny for $10 and says, free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. Let's go. I appreciate that, Penny. Thank you very much. Heather sends $10 and goes, I tune in for doctors, ADD, and jailhouse stories. I LOL, like for real, at least 5 times a show. Keep fighting the good fight. Yeah, I should tell more jail stories. I don't have that many jail stories because I was like not allowed in regular Gen Pop area. To be clear, I begged. I wanted it on record that like I was begging to go into Gen Pop. I wrote down my prison diaries. I'm like, I even said in there, I'd rather just get beat up. Because at least it'd be something to do. Like if I got beat up, that'd be fun. First of all, I could hold my own. Like it's like I'm not that worried about it. A lot of crackheads in jail. Like every dude I saw in there looked cracked out on something. It wasn't like gangster jail. Like this was, Norfolk County jail, and there weren't any guys in there that I saw that were like, oh, that guy will fuck me up. I wasn't that worried about it. The bologna sandwiches, like. That's the one I haven't eaten bologna since I was a kid. It's fucking horrible. I don't even know what bologna is. First day I get there, right? As if I'm not depressed enough. It's my goddamn birthday, right? And the whole day I was thinking, and on Christmas I was nervous, obviously, that they were going to send me for 90 days. But I'm like, I was talking to some lawyers and they're like, bail revocation's rare, man. Like, it's like rare. And, it's like I had that tape too. I had the tape showing, right, that I was basically held hostage. Like I was not allowed to leave. And if everyone's heard that tape by now, I couldn't leave. Like I wanted to leave. She wouldn't let me leave. And like these kids are a risk. And like, so I'm like, that's going to save me. So I'm like 80-20. I'm not going to jail. No way. No fucking way. Am I going? No way. But I was nervous about it because I knew there was a chance I could. And then when he said, I'm allowing the motion to revoke bail, the whole courtroom gasps like, and I'm like, what did that just happen? My lawyer, like fucking, Tim Bradl, like verbally, whatever, like he was pissed off, surprised. And then they bring me down to the jail cell and I'm sitting down in the jail cell, just waiting. And I'm like, what just happened? I'm going to jail, for 90 days. I'm going to jail. I'm not a jail guy. There's a lot of what I call jail guys in there. Like, guys that know all about jail, guys that like jail is just part of their life plan. Like it's going to go to jail a lot. Like there's a lot of guys in there. Right. And jail, like I would hear them when I would do my rec between 6:30 and 7:30, my recess, my afternoon recess, I would go in there, and it would be in this area where all the bad boys were sent. So if you got in like a fight or something, they'd send you down there. And one day, like this, like 5 or 6 kids, I call them kids, they're like 20, 24 years old, that range. They got into some brawl, like 6 of them, all these Weymouth street toughs. And they're all talking and stuff. They recognized me. Oh, Turtleboy, listen to my case, blah, blah, blah. One of them I'd written about his mother, but in fairness, he shot somebody at the South Bay Mall, the South Shore Mall. Like it was this Julius something or other. I wrote about him. Anyway, he told me he didn't do it, but he did it in front of a lot of people. But I digress. So I'm down there. I'm listening to all these. They're telling all these stories back and forth about like, yo, when you go to this jail, you got to do this. And then you got to get, they got shit. Yo, when you go to federal, dog, they be having, mad. They got cable TV up in there, motherfucker. And like the other people tell me, yo, you got to get in a Bridgewater. Yo, they got PlayStation in there. Yo, for real. Like those are jail guys. Like their whole life. It's like they're just going to jail. Like that's all they're going to do their whole life is just go to jail. They're going to get out of jail, and then they're going to go back to jail. Like they're jail guys. I'm not a jail guy. I don't do jail. I've never done jail. That was not in my plan. I'm 42 years old. I turned 42 that day, and jail was not part of my life plan. And then I just end up in jail. Like I'm like sitting down in that cell. I'm like, I'm going to fucking jail. What's that going to be like? That's horrible. Like I was like, when I was after they played that tape, I was sitting down there waiting to get brought back up. I'm like, I'm going to be home in time to see my kids. I haven't seen them all day, and they're going to wish me a happy birthday, and we're going to have cake. It's going to be dope. My dad's going to give me a ride home. It's going to be dope. And yeah, that just didn't happen. So then I'm waiting for Tim Bradl to come down, and he comes down. He's just like, he didn't know what to say. It was like, in shock. Like, I'm like, what can we do? What's the, I'm going to jail tonight. I mean, nothing now. You're going to spend the night there, and then you're going to be there for a bit. We're going to try to get you out. We're going to try to figure something out, work out a plan. But in the meantime, you're asking me sitting in jail, and they put you in the van, and all the turtle riders were out there, and it was very sweet. They all wished me a happy birthday when I came out, and then I'm going to jail. And then I get to jail. Okay. And they walk me in. It's like a 5-minute ride, and they bring me out, and then they walk me in. They sit my ass down in processing, and they're like, the guy was, because they knew who I was, and they were like, we heard you might be coming, sorry, that sucks. Sorry. And, so then, they took my information, and then they throw me in a cell, still have my clothes on, and throw me in a cell, and then it's dinner. Then they're going to give you dinner. And it's like bologna sandwich. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? As if this day couldn't get bologna sandwich. Are you kidding me? Then they bring me over to, the nurse lady, and she's nice, but she also informs you that you're not going to be getting your prescription medication anymore that you've taken for the last 18 years. So that sucks. Well, that was hard to deal with, like just going cold turkey off a medication that you've been taking for the last 18 years. And then they bring me in and meet this guy named Tom Brady. His name is Tom Brady. He was the assistant deputy, whatever there, number 2. And he's just like, he gives me this speech about, oh yeah, no, rule number 1, don't talk about your case. Don't talk about your case in here, because everybody's trying to flip one over on the other guy in here, and they're always trying to get you. They're going to use it against you. If you talk about your case, they're going to try to go to their lawyer and say, I got information on this guy. Give me a deal with this and that and blah, blah. But no big deal. I didn't even get to talk to anyone the whole time I was there. So he also tells me like, oh, you're not going to fit in here. He goes, you're normal, not normal. You're normal. You're normal. The other guys in here, these guys aren't normal. They're not normal. There was one guy who had been put on my don't house with this guy list, and it was Frankie Keegan, who my lawyer advised them not to do that. Turns out me and Frankie are buddies now. I have nothing against him, but it was a misunderstanding. It was a long story, misunderstanding. But either way, I don't know how I got started on this. I think I've told the story about what jail was like. It was fucking horrible. It was horrible. But anyway, that was night 1. I got used to it after a while. It sucked, but Anyway, so that's that Cash App. So thank you for that one. Next one is from BLT. Gives $10 and says, Turtleboy, I was just catching up on the show with Brandy, and it sucks about your password, dude. I know. They hacked my accounts, but I got my locals back and my Rumble. Just not that Turtleboy phone account. I don't think I'm ever going to get that one back. I don't think I'll ever get that one back. You only have to remember one password. Okay, so tell me to get a password manager. The app manages your passwords by creating those super long passwords that are impossible to hack. Just click on a mouse at times and newer, more complex password. Pull in the okay. All right, I'll check that out. Thank you very much, BLT. I appreciate that. Next turtle chat, we have Ashley sends $10 and says, people liking turtles better than cops will be pleased to learn a turtle bit off a cop's toe in Hudson River. July 9th, 1924. 100 years ago. Okay. Hashtag free Turtleboy, hashtag free Karen Reed. Thank you, Ashley. Tammy Lee sends $10 and says, not all heroes wear capes. Thank you for being one of them. Oh, I appreciate that very much, Tammy Lee. Oh, the Closet Baby. Closet Baby donates $10. Thank you, Closet Baby. Hopefully they freed you. It says free Dr. Turtleboy, justice for Karen and John. Also, fuck you, Gil. Ouch, Gil. Take that. Closet Baby's not a fan. Miss Mandy sends $5 and says, thank you for all you did for Karen Reed. You are amazing. Pray for you, Dr. Turtleboy. Well, that's too kind of you there. Who's that from? Miss Mandy. Very sweet of you. Also got some Cash Apps to bang out here to start. First up, we got Lugly sends $5 and goes, was Reconstruction Lexus versus Traverse done? No. Thank you very much, Lugly. Katie sends $20 and goes, your hard work and dedication is appreciated, Doc. Well, thank you very much, Katie. Mama She sends 25 and goes, Dr. Daddy, fun seeing you talking with Tug, aka That Umbrella Guy. I had fun on there. I had a good time with That Umbrella Guy and Megan Fox. Good interview. If you guys didn't see it on his channel the other night, check it out. Lisa sends $10 and goes, love you, Doc. You're the best. Well, thank you. Lisa, was that Lisa? Lisa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, if anyone else wants to donate to the class and have their message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat. So, before I get started on the content here, a couple announcements. Number one, tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow there's like 1 million standouts tomorrow. It's like the biggest day we've had for standouts. Okay, there are, by my count, over 30 standouts, right? There's a whole list of them here. Actually, I can just bring this up. So actually you probably can't see, the lettering's a little small, but yeah, Lemonster. So most of these start at 10, I believe 10 to 2. Okay. Unless otherwise stated here. And thank you to Paul and Deanna and all the people who kind of organized this whole thing, and Malika and all you folks out there who are organizing and getting together people to do this. This is amazing to see. And it's all highway overpasses. I think most of these are highway overpasses. And I just love how tomorrow, when people travel through the state, pretty much anywhere, they're going to see free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy, whatever. Okay. We got Lemonster on the Route 2 overpass by the State Police Barracks. Northampton to be decided. A woman named Jeannie is running that one. Wayland on the Oak Street Bridge, that is over the Mass Pike. That's Denise. She does those a lot. Holyoke, the Mountain Park Over Road on 91 North and South. So that's good. We got 91 there. Auburn will be a good one. A Central Mass one. Bancroft Street, right over the I don't know if it's 290 or 395 at that point. Wait, or is it the Mass Pike? It says here. Auburn, Bancroft Street, Mass Pike. Okay. Just find Bancroft Street. I'm pretty sure that's 290. Millbury at 2 o'clock. So this is not a 10 o'clock one. This is at 146 at the Blackstone Shops there. Good. Worcester, Kelly Square, organizer. I assume it's a 10. We got one in Plainville, the corner of Route 152 and Route 1. We got Boston at the State House. Okay. We have Quincy at the corner of Hancock and Coddington Street. We have West Roxbury at the Holy Name Rotary. That's a good one. That's a good one. I love that rotary. There was a big BLM versus Black to Blue protest thing that went nuts there in the summer of 2020. That's a good one. That's a high traffic area. I like that one. Woburn, we got at the Woburn Center Rotary at Town Hall. We got the Bourne Rotary, always a good one. Right off the bridge, we got the Kingston Exit 18 overpass. I assume that's Route 3. Then we have Dighton at the intersection of 138 and Somerset Ave. We have Dedham at Legacy Place, always a classic. We got Middleborough at the Rotary by the Friendlies. Oh, they have a Friendlies there. Lucky. We have Orleans. Wow. Way out there on the Cape Cod Rail Trail on the Route 6 overpass. I love it. Parking at Orleans District Court. We got Plymouth. This is a 4 to 6 p.m. one at the waterfront. We have Raynham tomorrow at the 495 overpass, or the one I saw, I think, on my way to the Cape last week. We got Taunton at the Taunton Center Rotary. There's a big Rotary in Taunton. It's like what it's known for. It's huge green there. So there have been protests there before. We got Weymouth at the overpass on Front Street. I assume that's Route 3, I'm guessing. I'm not entirely sure. We have Stoneham at the Marble Street Bridge. That's a classic. We have, I think that's on 93. Cumberland, Rhode Island at the overpass on 295 at Old River Road. Nashua, New Hampshire. Nice. Exit 6 overpass at Coles. We got Providence, Rhode Island. This is a noon at the Orange Street overpass. The Salem, New Hampshire one is at Tuscan Village, meeting at Old Navy Pottery Barn. And then we have one in New Brunswick, Canada. And there's been a couple more that didn't make this list, but they are tomorrow. I said I'd go to the one in Taunton. It's just a little far. So, and I appreciate all you people doing this, but tomorrow I'm going to go to all the Central Mass ones tomorrow. So I will be showing up I'll be at least going to the Worcester, Auburn, and Leominster one tomorrow. The Millbury one is at 2. And I'm actually going to a fundraiser tomorrow, which is open to the public if anyone else wants to come. Wonderful woman named Crystal Clementi. She actually organized the comedy show fundraiser for Karen Reed in November that we held in Acton. And the day before that fundraiser, actually, found out she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so she has been like unable to work. It's horrible going through cancer. So they're having a fundraiser for her at the West Boylston, which is very convenient for me. West Boylston American Legion tomorrow at 2:00, 4:00. I think it's a fundraiser. It's like $15 to get in. I'll be there. Anyone else? It's open to the public if you'd like to join. Again, this woman is a very, very loyal Karen Reed person and Turtleboy supporter. So I'm going to be showing my respects here tomorrow. So, okay. So that's that. Am I forgetting anything else? I had one more thing that I was supposed to mention here. Oh, and also shout out, by the way, to Mazza Media, my guy Mazza Media. He recently started this campaign of kind of like match me for, he donated $20 and he like used this platform to say, challenge everybody, match $20, and a lot of people did more than that. They matched him and then some. And he raised like $3,000 in like 24, 48 hours, something like that, just for my legal defense fund, which I could use because, as you know, I've taken on a new counsel as well to the team. It's now Bradl and Bradl, double B, if you will. And we are TB and BB. So we're going to be taking on this thing strong. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight is this new, what we're up against, because it's pretty fucked up and it's pretty crazy. And, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap, unfortunately. Free speech is not free, and especially when they want to lock you up for it. So, again, I don't mind being a frontline soldier for the First Amendment. I love doing it. I could use help. So we have a Give, Send, Go if you'd like to donate to that. Again, if anybody else wants to donate to the show tonight and have their message read out loud, you click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $Uncle Turtleboy. I will just read a couple here. Camelo's belt sends $25 because Turtleboy, although I don't want another trial for the sake of Karen and family, I do need a reenactment of the Brian and Nicole Raggedy Ann dolls doing the dirty while also butt dialing. Yeah, Raggedy Ann will never be the same after that. I know, that was kind of a classic. I mean, I fucked the shit out of Raggedy Ann, and there was no butt dial. We did not call Brian Higgins, so there's that. Deanna sends $25 and goes, love you, Aidan. However, the chat with the midlife fans is exhausting. What? I don't even read the chat. Can you ladies tone down the thirsty intimidator comments in the chat? If you want to be thirsty, at least put your money where your mouth is. Hey, where your thirst is. I was going to say, is that a pun? And donate for a comment. Send your comments with the donation, okay? Thanks. Also, question mark, check out the standout list. Yes, we just did that. Well, thank you. I don't even read the chat. Does that happen in the chat? I didn't even know that. But again, if you donate and you put a message, I'll read it out loud. Doesn't matter how. And Deanna, I mean, this is what you get. This is like, it's like an invitation. Like what? But thank you for the dono. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. No, we already read the Ashley one. We do have a Cash App here. This one is from Mark. He didn't write a message though. So thank you, Mark. And Tammy sends $20 and says, stop the framing and harassment of innocent citizens. Thank you very much, Tammy. I greatly appreciate that. Okay. All right, so let's get started, shall we? What do I want to start with? I want to start with Jill Daniels. Let's do that one. Always fun to start with Jill Daniels. All right, so... Do you guys in this picture made the cover of the Boston Herald, and it just makes me so happy because you know what? I don't know. Like I've said before, I don't know if they'll ever be held responsible for what they did to John O'Keefe, what they did to John O'Keefe, not Kearney, what they 100% did, what these murdering pieces of shit did to John O'Keefe. Not Jill Daniels. She didn't murder anyone except her own skin, but that's a different story. So she, you know. They might get away with it, but I rest easy knowing a couple things. Number one, if they do get away with it, like it's not as bad as if, like, you know, suppose your brother or sister was killed, right? Somebody, no, I don't want to be horrific like that. Suppose somebody you love died, right? Somebody in your family died and they were murdered. And then the person who did it, and you know that they did it, you know it, and they got away with it, right? That's a tragedy. Then you feel so bad for the family, right? You feel so bad because like that's what you would initially, like when it comes down to a murder trial, the people you feel badly for are the victim's family. Like they're kind of center stage, right? It's all about them. But this is a weird situation because the victim's family like kind of sucks, you know, like Paul O'Keefe sucks. You know, we did the whole thing last week with his messages. Like Peggy O'Keefe sucks. They just do. They suck. Oh, clip it. Mean they fucking suck. I mean, and the feeling's mutual. They feel the same way about me. There's no love lost between me and them. So like if John O'Keefe, if the people who killed John O'Keefe, which are the McAlberts, are never held responsible for killing John O'Keefe, it's not as much of a tragedy as it would be if like ever, you know what I mean? Does this make sense? Like if no one's ever, because like Paul O'Keefe doesn't really deserve, like it's like, it's just Paul, you know what I mean? It's just like, well, if the McAlberts aren't held, it's kind of Paul's fault. Right? It's kind of his fault. Let's be real here. Let's get real here on Turtleboy. That's what we do, right? I don't sugarcoat shit. Like it's kind of his fault. Like if Paul had from the beginning, or just when he heard all this information coming out, been like, oh shit, the fuck, This is unacceptable that the DA's office and the state police completely bungled my brother's death. I'm really mad about this. Not a Karen. I'm really mad about this. And I want the real killers responsible. Like if Paul had said that, if Paul and Peggy had come out and been like, we denounce this investigation, we want a real investigation, we demand justice, guess what? They would have got it. They would have got it. Because this whole thing, they're just hiding behind the O'Keefes. So it's kind of Paul's fault. So like if there's never justice for John O'Keefe, which I really hope they are, but John O'Keefe's not my brother. He's Paul's brother, right? So like if there's not, like usually you want justice for somebody who's been killed for their family, you know? I don't really give a fuck if Paul O'Keefe gets justice, to be perfectly honest with you. He doesn't deserve it. Like he just doesn't fucking deserve it. Like if the McAlberts were ever arrested and found guilty, like what would Paul O'Keefe even fucking say? Like what would he even go to the trial? Would he even go to shit? See what I'm saying? Like it's like he doesn't fucking deserve it. Like I hate to say it, he just doesn't deserve it. Because Karen Reed ain't it. We all know that. Karen Reed didn't kill shit. He wants to have this person who didn't do anything take the blame for it so he doesn't look like a fucking schmuck. Like that's what this is all Operation Don't Make Paul Look Like a Schmuck. That's all this is. But anyway, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like it wouldn't be as much of a tragedy if no one ever went to jail for John O'Keefe. And that includes the McAlberts. Like if the McAlberts are never go to jail for this and Karen Reed never goes to jail for this, it's not as much of a tragedy as your average murder, you know, when you really feel bad for the family. But it's true. I mean, it's like, it's a harsh reality, but the more you think about it, you're going to swallow that shit. It's true. No one can debate me on that. It's true. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So even though these people might get away with it, and let's be real, they're probably going to get away with it. At the end of the day, for the rest of their lives, they will never be able to outrun what we've done to them. And when I say we, I mean the internet, the world. Like, and what we've done to them has been make them famous, right? Make it impossible for them to go anywhere and not be recognized for what they did. Everyone knows what they did. Brian Albert cannot go out in public. He like bows his head, doesn't want to be seen anywhere. Everywhere they go, they will always have to think that. Well, not Chris. He doesn't seem to give a shit. And Jill, she doesn't seem to. She kind of does. But you know what's on their mind. You know they're just hypersensitive wherever they go. And they're on the front cover of the Herald. Like, save all those Boston Herald covers because they will never, ever, ever be able to outlive that. Ever. Like, that's going to follow them around the rest of their lives. So they may not go to jail and they may not be sitting in a jail cell. But this is, you know, like Jen Altman just said, if I were them, I'd get the fuck out. I'd start a new life under the sea or some shit. Like, I don't care. I'd get the fuck out of here. Move. I don't know. Anyway, then let's get back to Jill here. So Jill, as we know, went to Shipwrecked in Falmouth. Lovely bar and restaurant. Great people down there. I visited it last week. A week ago today, I was there. And we got the police report for it. So let's go. And we haven't had a chance to go over this. I know it's kind of old news by now, but the show must go on. So as you guys can see here, it says that. So one of the officers says that once I was sure there was no ongoing disturbance, I would return to the parking lot to speak with staff. I spoke with one of the managers who told me there had been an argument between two groups of guests. One group had two males had left prior to my arrival. The other group, identified as Jill Daniels and Nick Moratis, were sitting there waiting. Okay. The two groups have been arguing in the courtyard, and she'd been attempting to separate them when they left and moved to the bathroom area and continued arguing. She got in between them to separate them and told Jill and Nick to leave. She escorted them out of the building when she felt two hands behind her shove her into the door of the inner door of the entrance. So like Jill Daniels gets the boot from this restaurant. Instead of just leaving because that's embarrassing, getting kicked out of a restaurant, she's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push this manager who's just doing her goddamn job. Like, why does Jill think it's okay to just react to with violence like this? Like, why is that her immediate go-to? How come she can't just be a grown-up? She's 120 years old, it looks like. I mean, she's been around. Shouldn't she be more mature than this? How, Jill, I know you're watching, Jill. What's wrong with you, girl? Get your shit together. Like, that was when you came on here last year and embarrassed yourself. It's like a year ago when you came on here and you had that whole thing where you called me turtle douche and you were clearly drunk or something like that. Like, was that not rock bottom? Was that not rock bottom enough for you? But no, you wanted more. Because you can't get enough of the turtle. You can't. You crave it. You kind of hate me. Like, you hate fuck me in a hate fuck way, you know? Like, she hates me. But she always wants, whenever I'm in town, Jill Daniels comes down, doesn't she? She always shows up. Anyway, can't keep her hands to herself. So she goes, on Saturday, I was alerted to a confrontation. I saw two men arguing, and a woman was very upset. She was shouting and being very animated by pumping her fist and pacing. Picture Jill pacing around like a lunatic. Like, just get out of there. You know, what upset her this much? What could have possibly upset her this much? Well, I stepped up and let the man and woman know it was time to go. I learned their names were Nick and Jillian. I started to lead them to the courtyard, but they went inside the restaurant instead. Okay. Got in between them. Then Jillian was yelling at me the whole time. She could not seem to control herself. I assumed she was angry at me for kicking her out. When we reached the door, she was behind me. I heard her say something like, I bet you for Karen Reed. She then shoved me with both hands from behind. So I bet you for Karen Reed. For all Jill knows, for all anyone knows, this woman doesn't even know who Karen Reed is. This just shows that Karen Reed and Turtleboy are on Jill Daniels' mind 24/7. Like, no, Jill, you're being kicked out of the bar because for some reason you're 40,000 years old. And you're getting into some sort of argument here in a bar fight in your old age. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's why you're getting kicked out. Not because this woman's free Karen Reed. For all we know, she could be. I hope she is if she's smart, you know. But she could be like somebody who just doesn't give a shit. And she's just doing her job and making her restaurant safe because that's her job. But no, Jill's like, it has to be about Karen Reed. She stood on the steps screaming at me, saying things like old hag and cunt. Oh, I can't imagine her. I can't imagine Jill Daniels using language like that. That's so unlike her. So unlike her. Jill Daniels is one of the nastiest of them all, isn't she, folks? Like, and we saw it with that Twitter account, the fake Twitter account. Those are the really nasty ones. The ones who use the fake Twitter accounts. Like Jackie Dougal's another real nasty one, isn't she? These are some nasty skanks who just can't just have nastiness in them. You know what I mean? Like, they're just ugly on the inside and hateful and just mean and just, they love fucking, like, when bad things happen to good people. You know, they get off on Karen Reed, like going to jail because, like, Karen Reed's gonna fucking sit in a jail cell the rest of her life. Oh, I'm gonna flick my bean to that. Oh, it's gonna be fucking hot. Yeah, we're gonna get away with murder. Yeah, play with myself a little bit. Like, that's Jill. That's what these people do. They're sick. They're all sick, aren't they? It takes this weird joy that she has. But anyway, I never spoke to Jillian as she was screaming at me the whole time. I can't imagine that either. She screamed similar things to my coworkers. Okay. I didn't know what the fight was about until later. I didn't care what it was about or who said what to whom. I was focused on removing the threat, as they're called, from the property and the safety of customers, including children. Bro, they did this in front of little kids. There's little kids eating there. This happened at 7 o'clock. This wasn't like a last call thing. Yeah, everyone's eating their meal of food. You know, it's dinner time. And Jill Daniels just can't keep her fucking hands to herself, can she, folks? Can't imagine that. So it goes on to say, I was able to de-escalate the situation and separate them. She told me she did not want to press charges. Who didn't? Oh, the manager. But that they were not welcome back. Okay. It goes on to say, when I returned to the station, I will call Leo Goodrich, who had called me and left a message. He's one of the people in the altercation. He told me he was there, and a younger male that he knew only as the first name Matt. His name is Matt Fielding. Love to talk to Matt Fielding if he's out there. Had called out that Jill Daniels was at the restaurant. Okay, so that's how it started. So Leo and Matt are out at the courtyard there. Lovely, you know, get a drink at the bar kind of situation. Feel the ocean breeze, nice. And he just goes, he sees Jill Daniels there. He goes, oh, Jill Daniels is in the house. Says it like that, okay? Now, if you're Jill Daniels in this situation and this guy you don't know, it's like, oh, shit, Jill Daniels in the house, snap. You know, that happens to me a lot. I go out and I get recognized, usually ask for a picture. But it's never like, oh, in a bad way. It's just, but it's funny how she assumes it's a bad thing. Like when he goes, oh, Jill Daniels is in the house. Instead of being like, oh, maybe this guy is a fan, right? Like, because that's how I would react if somebody's like, oh, Turtleboy's in the house. Hey, what's up, dude? What's going on? Nice to meet you. Jill just immediately assumes it's bad because it probably is. I mean, it probably, let's be honest. She's playing the percentages on this one. The odds that somebody who recognized Jill Daniels recognizes them for good reasons is very, very small. And she knows that. Jill knows that the reason that she's somewhat of a household name around these parts is because of her the content that she's given me. The phone call last August, but definitely the CF McCarthy's incident in June. Like that was the big one. And she did that to herself. Like that was wild. So I still can't believe that fucking happened. I still can't believe she rolled up like that. She pulled up. But slurp more? Sorry. Am I not slurping enough? Sorry. My bad. But anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. So he sees her and he goes, it's Jill Daniels is in the house. And then, but instead of being like, oh, nice to meet you, I'm Jill Daniels, she immediately reacts differently. She goes, from there, Nick Morathis started yelling at Matt and another man Matt was with. According to Leo, Matt then went inside and Nick followed him. Leo told me he and Jill followed as well. And during the disturbance, Leo admitted to me that he called Jill white trash, which she is. I mean, Howie calls her white trash. Like she is. She's a fact. At that point, Nick pushed several people to try to get at Leo. Oh, my God. You're way too old for this, Nick. What are you doing? They also described seeing Jill push the manager as like a hip check and strike her with her elbow, and stated that she struck her from behind. Okay. Pushed her with both hands, another person saw. And then this is the detective who interviews. Dude, they like the reason they didn't get this report is they were like really looking into this shit. Like it was a legitimate ongoing case that went nowhere. But Jill Daniels is in the house. Next time I see her, I'm going to yell that because that sets her off. Jill Daniels is in the house. You did that, and Colin was in the house. That really sets her off when you say that. So don't tell her that, even though it's 100% true. The unknown male called her white trash. Yep. Morathis repeatedly tells this officer that he and his girlfriend Jill Daniels have been constantly harassed, provoked, or screamed at because of the Karen retrial. That's just completely untrue. I've never harassed Jill Daniels. Okay. She answered the phone when I called her, and then he took the phone and he called me a fucking homo fuck you fucking homo. And then he hung up on me. And that was it. And then she called me back. And then that's when we got to talking. You know what? Go fuck yourself. It's to say that they've been harassed, provoked, or screamed at. How was she being harassed at the CF McCarthy's incident or provoked? She wasn't even there. She was watching this on Facebook. Her family harassed us and sexually harassed Meredith and just yell at bystanders. And then Jill's just like, I'm going to roll up. It's like, how are we provoking Jill? Like, seriously, I stood there. I said, can I have my phone back, please? Anyway, because of the Karen retrial. It's like, no, not because of the Karen retrial. It's because of your public behavior. That's why. Anyway, he admits that he attempted to get at the unknown male and hit him, but missed. Okay. The manager, as the conversation continues, Maratha states, the manager didn't even hesitate and tosses Jillian, which she should have. But Jillian didn't lose her temper at first. I did. So she was right to toss Jill out the club. Goes on to say they're constantly screamed at or harassed or provoked. And, oh, yeah, you're the real victims. And then Officer McGraw interviews Jill Daniels. I then asked why they would be targeting her. She goes, I started speaking to Daniels, who was visibly upset, and tears were in her eyes. I asked her what happened. And she stated to me there were a group of people targeting her, calling her names, and taking pictures of her. I asked her if she knew them, and she stated no. Okay? Targeting her, calling her names. They said Jill Daniels in the house. How's that targeting her? Taking pictures, okay. You're famous. Like, what do you want people to say? I asked her if she knew them, and she stated no. I then asked why they would be targeting her, and she stated to me that it was, quote, all about Turtleboy and the fact that I am from Canton. Daniels then stated to me that they were targeting her because of the Karen retrial. She repeated herself several times and continually broke down in tears. While Daniels was continually repeating herself, Marathis was sitting next to her and telling her to stop. And she did nothing and to calm down. Oh, my God. So that it was all about Turtleboy. She says, no, it's not all about Turtleboy. It's all about you, Jill. I didn't make you react this way. You did that. I didn't make you pull up. You did that. I didn't make you call me turtle douche. You did that. You know, like, give me a break. And it was targeting you. No, it's not all about Turtleboy. And it's all because she's being targeted because of the Karen retrial. You're not even part of the Karen retrial. What are you talking about? You made yourself a part of this. You pulled up, you know?
You pull up. Bitch. KO. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, yeah. Again.
It's Turtleboy. Is this Jill Daniels? What are you doing, Jill?
What are you doing?
Are you at all worried that your godson, Colin, is going to go to jail?
Do you understand that Colin wasn't even there? Do you understand you're a fucking piece of shit?
Really?
Do you understand you're going to jail?
Why am I going to jail for?
You want to know? Okay, can we have a conversation right now?
Yeah, let's have.
Turtle.
Yeah, let's have a conversation. So what is your evidence that Colin wasn't there?
He's online.
Oh, fuck yourself, you fucking homo.
I just want to know one thing. So what evidence do you have that Colin wasn't there? What evidence do you have?
What evidence do you have that he was there?
Brian.
This never gets old.
Testimony said that he was there.
Okay. Tom Beatty, Aaron Beatty, guess what?
No, Brian.
Who mentioned
Albert
them?
Brian
Who mentioned?
Albert said that Colin.
She hates them.
I know I'm right. I've seen it. I have the documents. I'm looking at it right now. How am I a piece of shit? Your son.
Shut the fuck up for once in your fucking life. You don't know how to shut up. You think you're the biggest fucking bully? Colin was not there, and you're gonna look like a fucking piece of shit.
Where was he? What evidence do you have?
I did.
Okay, let's have a conversation. What evidence do you have that Colin was not in the house? Serious question.
What evidence do you have that he was? That's a serious question.
So okay, I have
what do you have that he was in the house?
Brian Albert's grand jury testimony.
He said he was.
Brian Albert's grand testimony was that Colin was in the house.
Yeah.
Where's
yes.
Where's the grand? No. Shut the fuck
Like she asked me a question, like, what evidence do you have that he was in the house? Brian Albert's grand jury testimony. Brian Albert's grand jury testimony? Yes. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, you're the one that asked. I don't know.
It trolls everybody because you have no life, you have no clear friends.
Their nephew, Colin Albert, was also present.
Colin Albert was in the house, but prior to when Brian and Higgins and actually, one question: why is it guilty until proven innocent? Why is that? What about Higgins? What about everybody? Like
Higgins, what you want? Why are you turning on Higgins?
Ooh, juicy.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying there was.
Tell me more.
Why are you focusing on Brian and Colin only?
6.
Well, I feel like I've given Jen a pretty significant amount of time.
Because you're an asshole. Colin was not there. Brian didn't do anything. Jen didn't do anything. Karen Reed ran him over.
I know you keep saying that, but you don't have any evidence of that.
I still keep saying that because that's the fucking truth. I'm so sick of you fucking ridiculing every single goddamn person in my family in this world. If somebody disagrees with you, guess what you do?
Well, it's not hard. Just don't kill someone, and I'll like it. You know, it's not a high bar.
You know how to shut up. You know how to shut up. Have you ever shut up in your life?
I feel like you've done most of the talking, in fairness. Okay, sorry. So, whoa, take it easy. Easy, pussycat.
Turtle, you fucking turtle. Go get a table, you fucking turtle juice. Colin didn't do it. Brian didn't do it. Jen didn't do it. No one did it. Your fucking bitch Karen did it. So fucking lay on that and fucking figure it out. Go fuck
Well, can I ask you, but seriously, though.
Oh, it never gets old.
Previously confirmed.
It never gets old. Oh, it just never, ever gets old. She's so mad. What's this one? Oh, that's when we've caught her using a fake account. What's this one?
Oh, nice. A woman has.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's that. We'll play that later. Oh, this is her rolling up.
Oh, look who it is. Look who's here. Here she is.
Oh. She's sick of my shit. She's sick of my shit. She's sick of it. Why is that the first question? Why is that the first question? How's your kids? They're fine. Why would you ask that? Like that? How is that your first thing? How's your kids? They're good, thanks. I guess they're home sleeping. They're not with me at the moment. Thank God. That would be horrible if they were. So good, you know. I try to separate Turtleboy world. I would never bring them to Canton because this place is dangerous as fuck. This place is extremely dangerous. But yeah, go on. Fuck off, Big Bird. Fuck off, Big Bird. You're a fucking bird, she says. Like, what kind? So this is from the point of view of my phone, which is on the ground.
You look fatter than me. I need my phone back. Oh,
where's your top lip? Like the insults that she comes up with. Where's your top lip? She said that to Meredith. Like, where's your top lip? Above the bottom one, like where everyone else is. Like, you know, they get like these people have like their group chats and on Discord and stuff like that, and they just come up with insults for people. I guess that's the one for her. I don't know. We'll call this one Big Bird. Me, it's like your kids. That's what we'll talk. We'll talk about his kids. Talk about his nose. I don't fucking know. You know, it's like they know, like, cause like she just was so ready, and then she's like, "Didn't you go to the loony bin?" Like, what? No, like, where do you guys get this shit from? Like, where do they get their information? Their insults are so inaccurate.
And I'm sorry. Didn't you go Loopy? Didn't you go? Shut the fuck up.
Can I have my phone back?
Go ahead and give him his phone.
Okay, so that just happened. That just happened.
Piece of shit. I have wrinkles. I don't care, but guess what? I have a good heart.
Yeah, but
You're going to jail, and I cannot wait. And guess what? You're going to be without a boyfriend because this prick is going to jail.
This prick is going. You're gonna be without a boyfriend. This prick is going to jail. So what? Like what? I'm not. It's like, is that what they're banking on? That I'm going to jail? Is that really what they're banking on? Because I don't think I am, Jill. I really don't.
I mean, I'll be with my boyfriend longer than you will. You're gonna die.
Okay, don't even worry about it. She's not worried.
Burn.
This is a try. Just let her talk. 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 Don't even talk back. Don't even talk back. Don't even.
I'm not though. I'm not.
Don't even talk back.
I'm not. I'm not.
Who are you yelling at?
Who are you? Like, look at you. How many times you got punched in the nose?
I don't know.
Your teeth, you make fun of my teeth. Yours is shit.
No, it's mostly your skin, but okay.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
I mean,
I've never made fun of her teeth.
Has anyone stuck up for you?
A bunch.
No, they don't like you.
And so that, I guess that's the other thing they must talk about in their group chats is like, where's all your siblings at, Turtleboy? I don't know. I don't drag them into my fucking online drama. Like, why would I do that? Why would they want to get involved in that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not normal, Jill. You understand that? Like, you're not required just because your family member is in a beef with somebody else. You don't have to join it. Like, that's what she doesn't understand. In her world, you do. In her world, your brother-in-law has somebody who doesn't like you. Well, you got to roll up. That's not how it works in my world. That's not like if my brother or sister has a problem with someone, that's their problem. Let them deal with it. I don't need my brothers and sisters fucking like coming and rolling up. Like I don't. Apparently, she thinks that's normal. It's not how it works. It's not how it works.
They don't? Okay, if you say so.
You guys can all tape me. Like, why are you taping me?
I can't imagine why. I can't imagine why anyone would want to tape you. Your behavior is normal. No one's harassing anyone. I'm just trying to eat dinner.
Why are you here?
Because I'm hungry. Because they serve food in here. Because I want food. Because when you're hungry, you eat food. I am. I'm just trying to eat food. Because I got assaulted by Jim Farris. We're walking out. Some people asked me to take pictures, and next thing you know, Jim Farris comes up to me and assaults me.
Yeah. Why are you here? Because they have food there. Like, what do I need a reason? Like, what the fuck, you know? So anyway, that's Jill Daniels. So that's our Jill Daniels segment of the program. Let me read a couple turtle chats here if we've got any. Let me refresh that. Okay, Paul O'Keefe. All right. Paul O'Keefe donates $10 and says, can I go on a double date, but without you and just Meredith? Erin doesn't have to know. Come on. You can't. I said no switching. I said what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine. Capiche? Paul, we had an agreement. No deal. No deal. Don't even think about it. All right. Chloe's Teeth donates $10 and goes, hey, Daddy. Thought I watched every minute of the trial. Did I miss them having John's socks in evidence? Not sure. Keep up the amazing work and fuck the McAlberts. Justice for John. That's definitely not something I've ever thought of is John's socks. But thank you, Chloe's Teeth. Evicted tragedies. Evicted tragedies. Is she living in a car? That's funny. Like, I'm sorry. Homelessness isn't funny unless it happens to Twisted Tragedies. Then it's fucking hilarious. Like that's funny. I love the thought of her sleeping in a car. Just makes me happy. I don't know why, but anyway, Evicted Tragedies in all caps says, "Stop giving money to Jess Machado. Give it to someone in need." Me. Well, I mean, you could ask. I mean, I would ask the people you've surrounded yourself with, Evicted Tragedies, just for some advice on, like, you know, how to scam the system. Like, everybody you know and all of your friends that you talk to every day, none of them have jobs either. And all of them have kids and shit. Like, how come they can live in nice apartments and you are homeless? Like, how are they scamming the system better than you? You know, I understand there's the looks part and you can't do much about that. But, you know, this guy, I mean, Krusty Panties ain't no looker herself and she ain't homeless. You know, if Krusty Panties ain't homeless, then how the fuck are you homeless? You know, that's embarrassing. You live in a car. Shit sucks. Get your shit together. Anyway, Lynn sends $10 and goes, respect you, Aidan, Turtleboy Daddy. Well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Kim sends $10 and goes, I love what you're doing, but could you try to sip quieter when you're live? Is it that loud? Do I sip that loudly? Just a little. I think it's great you put yourself out there for others in justice. Just so cool. Is it that loud? Do I sip loudly, folks? You could tell me. It won't hurt my feelings. But I don't know. How else am I supposed to sip? I go, I don't know how else I'm supposed to sip it. But anyway, I'll try my best. I apologize for that. See, at least Jody's honest. She's honest. Who else is honest? Okay, Danny's honest. Okay. It's annoying. What? Oh, my gosh. It's okay. I'm not offended. I'll work on it. I don't know how else I could work on it. What did Jen say? I would compare it to what? Oh, I would compare our homes to their homes. Well, she doesn't have a home, Jen. She doesn't have a home. So there's that. I know I'm using the computer mic. My regular mic, my Joe Rogan mic's broken. I can't fix it. Hasn't been working for a while, but anyway, I think we had here, let's see. Let me just check my Cash Apps here. Let's see. Mark sends $10 and goes, short raggedy Ann clip needs to be added to the show intro. Mark says, yeah, we'll see if we could do that. I mean, I did. I mean, that was a good, even if you don't like me, that was a good episode. Andrea sends $10, goes, let me know when you want to do the Bruins tickets fundraiser. Oh shit. I forgot about that, Andrea. Very soon. I promise. Let's talk this week. Thank you very much. Margaret sends $10 and goes for Doctors Defense Fund. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next topic. I want to talk about the latest news with the Reed trial. And my thoughts on that. Okay. So first of all, let me just say that I have been going through in my spare time with all this downtime until whatever it is, until whatchamacallit, January 27th, whenever the trial is scheduled. I am just rewatching all the testimony and picking up on shit every day. New shit that I didn't pick up on before. I'm still working on my closing statement. I'm like 30 minutes into it. It's long. I said I was going to do a closing statement. It's going to be good. But just re-listening to everything, you pick up on little shit all the time. For instance, this is one I picked up on the other day that just needs to be out there more. Okay. All right, this is me, and I don't want to criticize Karen Reed's lawyers because they're excellent, but how the fuck do they not drive this one home? To me, this is the smoking gun, this statement right here. So let me just rant too about the people that I hate the most in this, listening to it over there. The most underrated pieces of shit in this whole saga. Number one underrated piece of shit, Juliana Nagel. What a piece of shit she is, huh? I mean, think about what she did. That she didn't even testify at Karen Reed's grand jury. You know why she didn't testify at the grand jury in April or May of 2022? Because no one had spoken to her. No investigator spoke with Juliana Nagel, even though she was inside the house and got a ride home from Jennifer McCabe. And Jennifer McCabe had told investigators that she gave her a ride home. And yet she was allegedly inside a house where a murder took place outside. She had come out of the house. She came out of the house while Karen Reed was there. Like that. How did they not talk to her? They didn't talk to Julie Nagel. That tells you everything you need to know, that this is not a normal investigation. That there was a reason they didn't want to talk to Julie Nagel. The less people they talk to, the better. Remember, she told her brother Ryan to come there. And Ryan Nagel got there, and when he got there, what did they say? What did they say when he got there? Oh, we're all set. You guys want to come in? She said. No, bitch, we're here to pick you up. What the fuck do you want to come in for? It's a fucking blizzard. Have you seen the weather? The fuck in the truck. What are you doing? Ricky, we left the Hillside Bar for this. That's where they were at. They were at the Hillside Bar. Bitch, we left there to come pick your ass up. Get in the fucking truck. And she's like, no, come in. I'm like, no, see you later. So they don't even talk to Julie Nagel. So she's not even technically a witness at that point. So why then, was it not 10 months into this, she suddenly is spoken to by Michael Proctor, and she says that she saw a shadowy figure on the lawn. It wasn't a black blob until she testified at the trial. That's when it became a 6-foot black blob. At the time, it was a shadowy figure. Now, why? We all know she didn't see a shadowy figure. There was no shadowy figure there. The shadowy figure was for them to be like, well, maybe that was the body of John O'Keefe. Because it didn't, because 1 week before, Juliana Nagel said that she saw this shadowy figure on the front lawn. Alan Jackson had filed someone on the defense team, I think it was Jackson, filed a motion and mentioned in the motion that not one of the people inside that house saw a body on a front lawn. Not one. They all looked outside. They all left. Nobody saw a body on the front lawn. So they said, shit, that's kind of a good point. Like, fucking, how the fuck did none of us see a body? Like, somebody had to have seen a body, right? And they're like, yeah. Our story's kind of shit. Like, that was a weakness of the story, right? Their story was no one came in the house, which is a good story. You know, that works. We didn't see nothing. But what they didn't think about was then that, like, well, how are we going to explain how no one saw the body? They all should have left the other way. That's one thing I thought of. They all should have gotten a car and drove the other way. That way, at least they didn't go by the body. And they could be like, we didn't fucking go that way. We didn't even look, you know what I mean? We went the other way. But they all went this way, and none of them saw the fucking body. Higgins went that way. Jen McCabe went that way, and none of them saw the goddamn body. So they're like, you know what? Alan Jackson brings up a good point there. Our story would be a lot stronger if someone saw a body. But wait. If someone comes forward and says, oh, I saw a body there, you know what their next question is going to be? Why didn't you call police about the dead body? Why didn't you get out? Like, you saw a dead body there? Okay, so that's not going to work. And then somehow the light bulb went off upstairs. I don't know who came up with this idea, but they said, what if one of the witnesses who police haven't spoken with yet saw a shadowy figure there? And then because that's going to be implied that that's John O'Keefe's body, but they didn't realize it was a body at the time, right? So this is all that was by design. Like, Juliana Nagel's story was concocted by the McAlberts. I don't know who came up with that idea, but they're like, well, we can't say there was a body, and we can't, and if we say there wasn't a body, then that doesn't make much sense either. But a shadowy figure, but we need someone, they thought. We need someone who hasn't spoken with the police yet to say that they saw a shadowy figure on the front lawn. And then, so it's like probably Matt and Brian and Jen and Nicole, and they're all like, so what do we do? And Higgins, like, what are we going to say? How are we going to do this? Who's going to do it? And they're like, well, what about, can we get Caitlin to say it? No, I don't want to drag my daughter into this. I don't want to make her, whatever. What about the bagel? That bitch might do it. That bitch down for anything. And Juliana Nagel was like, yeah, she's like, yeah, do you want me to lie to investigators in a murder investigation? No fucking problem. No moral or ethical problem whatsoever. I got you. And the ease with which Juliana Nagel lied on that stand, she was fucking comfortable. I don't know if you guys remember Julie Nagel on the stand. That bitch was comfortable on the stand. Like, that bitch is fucking, and when I saw her in person, I'm, oh, there's the bagel. There she is. Over there, taking pictures of me, looking all whatever. So, I mean, she's an underrated piece of shit. Like, she signed up and volunteered like 10 months into this to make up a lie to try to help their case. Like, that's fucked up. So she's an underrated piece of shit. Another underrated piece of shit is Nicholas Guarino. Okay. He's another underrated piece of shit because Nicholas Guarino, when I went back and listened to his testimony, like, and maybe we'll have to do this. We'll have a whole episode on this. Like, Adam Lowry's like, so what, if anything, did you read about a expert hired by the defense in this case. And he's like, did you read anything about a Google search? He's like, oh, yes, I did, but that's not real. Oh, really? Okay. What about, did you read anything about deleted phone calls in Jennifer McCabe's phone? Oh, yes, I did, but that's not real. And here's why. And I'm listening to this dude and I'm like, this motherfucker, this is the same guy who said that John didn't go inside the house because his phone was going, even his phone that said he went up and down 3 flights of stairs. The time that happened between 12:22 and 12:24, he was on Oakdale Street, Oakdale Road or whatever it's called, according to his GPS. So as soon as Nicholas Guarino said that, I know he's just making shit up. And like, why? Like, why is Nicholas Guarino participating in this bullshit? He is an underrated piece of shit. Like, he has no reason. Like, he could just tell the fucking truth. Like, he knows that Apple Health fucking, and that's one thing. If I'm Karen Reed's defense attorneys next time, that's all. I need to get a drink. Hold on one second. So I hope Alan Jackson and David Unetti are listening, guys, because I got a great idea. So please listen, okay, for the retrial. What you need to focus on this time around is the strongest piece of evidence that Karen Reed is innocent, isn't the ARCA people or anything like that. It's that John was in the house. John being in the house exonerates Karen on everything. And by far, the strongest piece of evidence proving that John O'Keefe was inside that house is the fact that his Apple Health data shows him ascending and descending 3 flights of stairs between 12:21 and 12:24. I know because I look at my Apple Health data all the time now. And it has never been wrong about stairs, ever. I have never seen it be wrong about a flight of stairs, ever. So, my question is, why didn't the defense call an expert from Apple in? Like, that. I hope they do that next time around. Please, Alan Jackson and David Unetti, I know you're listening to this. Focus on that. Focus on that. I'm not telling you how to do your job. It was a very eloquent summation that you had there. It's great. But just focus on that. Please bring in an expert from Apple and ask them. How do you, like, how does your phone know you're going up and down stairs? Like, when you go upstairs, is there a way to deceive it? If I go in an elevator, will that cause my phone to go up and down? Will it make it look like I'm going up and down stairs? If I go on a fucking roller coaster, will that make it look like I'm going up and down stairs? No, like, that's what I would want. Get a fucking Apple expert on that stand and get them to explain what it is that causes a phone to show on the Apple Health data that you have ascended and descended flights of stairs. That's it. And immediately, if you got someone from goddamn Apple in there and they explain that, it's case fucking closed. John O'Keefe was inside the house. Done. Okay? That's number one. But number two with this shit, and let me just send this video to myself before I forget, because I did send this to myself. I did clip this before the show started. But luckily they don't even have to do that because Jen McCabe said it herself. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I don't get why the defense didn't use this. Okay. So this is Jennifer McCabe. Again, Nicholas Guarino testified that John's Apple Health data showed him ascending and descending 3 flights of stairs because he was on Hilly Street with a 50-foot incline. That was proven to be untrue. And he said that happened while at 12:22 when he was allegedly ascending and descending 3 flights of stairs. Okay. Now, Jennifer McCabe said this, and I don't understand why it's not being used.
Ryan Nagel texted his sister at 12:23 here. And then he texted again that he was going to leave.
He texted his sister at 12:23. How does she know that? Well, because Juliana Nagel testified that for some reason, Jen McCabe asked her to print out a screenshot of her text messages with Ryan that's like time-stamped. And one of those, like, why would she want that? Well, she knows, apparently, because she's looked at it, that Ryan Nagel texted her at 12:23. And Ryan Nagel, the entire time Ryan Nagel was there outside, Karen Reed was there. Karen Reed's car was there. Karen Reed got there seconds before him. So, I'm not a math major, but if Ryan Nagel is there at 12:23, and that is confirmed, that is fucking confirmed with his text messages to Julie that say 12:23. If Ryan Nagel was at the house at 12:23, then Karen Reed had to be at the house at 12:23, which means Karen Reed could not be on Oakdale Street, right? Again, that also aligns with Apple Health data. I don't get, how is this not brought up? How is this fucking statement right here not brought up by the defense? I know there was a lot of shit. I'm not criticizing them. Great people, but listen to Dr. Turtle, okay? Next time around. I've done, you know, I've always been there. You know what I mean? I've come through time and time again here with the info. That one, like, drive this freaking thing home and get a hold of that screenshot. If Jen McCabe is like referencing that, let's see it. Ryan Nagel, bring your phone in. Let's see that, brother. Let's see it. If it's Tristan, all times are off, somebody asked. If it's Tristan Morris, fucking time, it could be any time. We don't know. This is what Ryan Nagel said.
The time that you were there in front of the house, did you observe anybody get out of that truck? I mean, get out of the
no, sir, I did not.
And when you arrived there, what, if any, communication do you have with Julie inside the house in reference to your presence?
I texted her when we were coming down Cedar Crest saying, hey, I'm almost here. You know, get ready to come out.
So he texted her while he was going down Cedar Crest saying, what did he say? What did he say?
You know, get ready to come out.
Get ready. I'm almost here. Is that what he said?
Hey, I'm almost here. You know, get ready to come out.
So he's going down Cedar Crest and he tells her, I'm almost here. Get ready to come out. Almost here, but not there yet. What did Jen McCabe say that he said in the text?
Ryan Nagel texted his sister at 12:23 here.
So not I'm almost here. So it sounds like there's two texts. It sounds like Ryan Nagel texted her while he was driving down Cedar Crest and said, I'm almost here. Come outside. Okay. And then Jen McCabe says that when he got there, he texted here. Now, the trolls will say, and I've seen them all say, oh, Turtleboy, no. When Ryan Nagel texted her, Ryan Nagel was on Cedar Crest. That's what he testified. So if Ryan Nagel's on Cedar Crest at 12:23, then Karen Reed could still, that would make sense why Karen Reed was on Oakdale, right? Except that doesn't make any sense at all either. If Ryan Nagel is on Cedar Crest at 12:23 and he sends that text message, where could Karen Reed be? Karen Reed also had to be on Cedar Crest then, didn't she? She couldn't be on Oakdale. I will show you the map. Dude, this is the kind of shit I'm looking into. Let's look up Canton. A map of this. How do I not? Hold on. How do you see like the map feature? Open in maps. Oh, here it is. Okay. I got it. All right. So this is Cedar Crest, right? And here's Oakdale. So Karen's coming down this way. So if Ryan Nagel says he was on Cedar Crest when he sent that message, well, his path went down Cedar Crest and then took a left onto Fairview. But when he got to the intersection of Cedar Crest and Fairview, Karen Reed was coming from this way because Karen Reed had overshot Fairview and then did a 3-point turn here and then came back around. So if Ryan Nagel was on Cedar Crest when he sent that text message, then Karen Reed could not have been on Oakdale Road at that time. She couldn't have been. Because had she been on Oakdale Road and he was on Cedar Crest, right? Two things could have happened. Number one, she could have got there in front of him. Like suppose he's right here on Cedar Crest and she's right here. So she gets here, he's like here, she takes a left. He would have seen her. He would have seen her right here. And if she overshot, he would have just taken a left and beat her in. So we know that didn't happen. Option two is that he's on Cedar Crest and he's coming down this way and Karen's on Oakdale. And then Karen pulls up behind him. We know that can't be an option. That cannot be an option because by the time he got to here, Karen Reed would still be behind him. So we know this is a fact. She wasn't on Oakdale at that time. She just wasn't. Guarino lied. And that's what pisses me off about Guarino is he's got no fucking reason to lie. Like, why does he like what? He just comes up with he's the guy. First of all, he doesn't know shit about technology at all. If he thinks that and it just offends me that this fucking loser, former Norwood cop, right, is up here acting like he's some technology expert. He's a fucking loser. I fucking hate him. Oh, I hate him. He's such an underrated piece of shit. There's a lot of underrated pieces of shit. Other underrated pieces of shit in this whole thing. Sarah Levinson's a huge piece of shit. Katie McLaughlin is just such fucking garbage, isn't she? And that Flamati guy, go back and watch Anthony Flamati. I hope he's watching right now. Fucking loser. He could save 1 million cats from trees and a bunch of old ladies from burning buildings, and he would still be a fucking loser for the rest of his life. He's a fucking tool. Piece of shit. Just absolute garbage human being. Oh, piece of shit. There's just a lot of garbage. I mean, the rest of the firefighters, the first guy, Nuttall, he didn't seem that bad. He just wanted to talk about himself, and he seemed good, well-intentioned. Like, I have some theories about why he said what he said, but yeah, the rest of them, I don't even think Carrie Roberts is a piece of shit. Carrie Roberts is stupid. Like, that's all she is. She's really stupid. But the Sullivan sisters are pieces of shit, but they're not even as bad. Not the Sullivan sluts. That's what we're gonna call them. The Sullivan sluts. The Sullivan sluts are just cunts. That's all they are. They're just cunts. Period. That's it. But anyway. So I don't know where I was going. Let's go back to my Twitter because I was going somewhere with this. Oh, this person was really mad. Okay, that I did that. Oh, and this Colin Albert thing, we could talk about that later if we have some time. But by the way, make sure you're following. There's a couple good accounts of this poor girl. Catherine, this is the girl from the Colin Albert video, I guess. Again, I'm doing this for her. Oh, you're doxing her. No, I'm not doing a whole thing on her or anything like that. She's the girl from the Colin Albert video. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for her. I did it as in she was on something in that video. Life is not going good. This is how you become Juliana Nagel. You do not want to become Juliana Nagel. You got time to get out of the cult, the McAlbert cult, girl, time. You can do better things. Anyway, 1 year later. Anyway, I want to talk about this account. Follow Joe Flipperhead. Follow this guy at FKR102445. This is a good, I highly recommend. I should make a whole thing about people I recommend following that are really informative. This guy, don't know who he is, but he comes up with these mashups. Oh, he did this mashup for me to piggyback some more. From 1221 to 1224, John O'Keefe's phone recorded 80 steps and 3 flights ascending and descending stairs. Okay? From 12, Nicholas Guarino wants you to believe that John O'Keefe was driving in a car up and down hills, which registered as flights of steps. From 1231 to 1232, John O'Keefe's phone records 36 steps and 80 feet. He wants you to believe the steps were recorded from waving his phone around. He really said that?
Arrow is. That's exactly where they were when the phone is registering the ascending, descending stairs, like listed in Cellbrite.
Bullshit.
Arrow is. That's exactly where they were. And at 12:31:56 to 12:32:16 in the morning, 36 steps, 25.46 meters, or 85 feet.
Now, sir, with respect to what's listed as steps, does that indicate, from based on your training experience and familiarity with this sort of health data, what, if anything, does that tell you as to whether or not the person with the phone is physically taking steps?
That's not the case.
What is the case?
Like I said, the phone has internal measures. The phone has internal measures in it. Like I said, it's basically a pedometer. So the movement of the phone, the distance traveled, it's going to register as steps. You don't have to physically be walking and moving the phone for it to.
Like, what? What? Like, how do we, I don't even remember him saying this shit. What? Like, bro, that's fucking retarded. Like, that's fucking, like, nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. Like, Apple Health data is just, if he goes, it's a pedometer. Like in a car. Like, what? I guess that's an odometer, right? A pedometer, he says. He's just like, no, it doesn't mean that. You're not actually taking steps. And why the fuck does it say steps? Like, dude, Alan Jackson and David Yannetti, get an Apple expert at the next trial. Get an Apple expert, please. I'll start a GoFundMe for you if you need to. Get an expert from Apple to shut this ignorant traffic cop up, please. Just please. This guy's a fucking moron and a liar. And he's like, oh, I have a suit on. And I know all about I took a bunch of classes and I'm a state cop. And these idiots on the jury are obviously like, oh, this guy, look, this guy must be in business. I'm also the guy that couldn't find all those deleted text messages from Matthew Farwell on Sandra Birchmore's phone. But, you know, I'm a really serious cop, though. Trust me. Trust me. Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, this guy was just like a less nervous version of Trooper Paul. Like, and they destroyed Trooper Paul. I wish they destroyed him too. Destroy this motherfucker, please. Destroy him. I hate this motherfucker. Fucking hate this guy. Anyway. Yeah, so follow Joe Flipperboard because he's got tons of shit like that, like on here. So hook it up. Yeah. Okay. And this account, I love this account, the All Allow It account. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. What else is going to say? All right. Anyway, what did I come on here to talk about? Oh, the jury shit. Let me bring that up. The latest jury shit. So I got a message from David Yannetti yesterday. I didn't post it because all the other media outlets posted it as well. So let me just pull it up. But you know what it says. All right. So it says on the record, he says, the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office in its new filing finally admits that they have received the same information that the defense has received from sitting jurors. Karen Reed was acquitted on 2 charges, including murder. We now expect that the DA's office will do the right thing and dismiss, at a minimum, indictments 1 and 3. Of course, our position remains that all 3 indictments should be dismissed because they have charged the wrong person. Should they persist in pursuing this wrongful prosecution, we stand ready to defend our innocent client no matter how long it takes. Okay. So, good for him for issuing this because it's different when you issue a public statement like that. The media is going to pick up on it. It's going to make, and why is he doing this? Well, Christina Rex has done a very good job reporting on this. She got sauces, and this is what, let me see. I'll just make this bigger. That's what she said. All right. Pull it up. I do. All right. So this is from, I don't even remember what day, but make it larger. All right. Now comes the Commonwealth. On Sunday, July 22nd, 88, Adam Lally received an unsolicited voicemail on his office's phone line from an individual who identified themselves as a juror by full name and seat number. This individual stated it is true what has come out recently about the jury being unanimous on charges 1 and 3. On Friday, Lally received another voicemail from this same individual who stated they can confirm unanimous on charges 1 and 3 as not guilty. And as of last vote, 9-3 guilty on manslaughter charges. So that is the same person calling twice. So this person's like, bro, why aren't you calling me back? Because remember, they said from the beginning, nobody called us. Nobody alerted us to anything. The defense is just making this up. Meanwhile, it turns out the same people who called the defense actually called the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth did not respond to this individual, as the Commonwealth is ethically prohibited from engaging in discussions about the juror's deliberative process. Ethically. Oh, because they're really into ethics. The deliberative process, it doesn't sound like much of a process. It sounds like they decided it was 12. We don't need the details. We just know that we intended to acquit her. We thought that we had to have a decision on all 3 or else we couldn't come to a decision. It was a little confusing. But we did. We were no doubt not guilty on murder. And at that point, any normal ethical person just drops the charges because they're like, well, we can't do this again, even though it's not, she hasn't technically been acquitted in the formal sense, but there's people who listen to this case for 10 weeks all determined she was not guilty. So what else do you need? Okay, so they didn't check a fucking box, but that was what they reached. Ask them, poll them. Ask them if this is bullshit, just poll them. But they know it's not bullshit, and that's why they're not polling them. They're not doing it because they're ethically constrained. If they got contacted and said, we voted 12-0 to convict her, they'd be polling them real quick, wouldn't they, folks? They'd be polling them real quick. But goes on to say, engaging in the deliberative process, please. Similarly, the Commonwealth received emails from 3 individuals who identified themselves as jurors. 3. They indicated they wished to speak anonymously. On July 16th, the Commonwealth responded to the emails by stating that the Commonwealth would, quote, welcome the opportunity to discuss the evidence. And by the way, one more thing I forgot to say is, like, if you were the Commonwealth, and now that you know, every single one of them knows, Adam Lally knows, like, it was my job to try to convict Karen Reed of murder, and I failed. They voted 12-0 not to convict her of murder. We fucking fucked this up. I had one job and I blew it. My job was to convict Karen Reed, and I couldn't do that. So if you're him and you're like, well, 12-0, that's a lot. If you retry this, you have to get 12-0 the other way. How the fuck are you going to do that? How are you going to find 12? It is pointless to even try. If you were them, just focus on the manslaughter, Focus on that. You apparently allegedly you got 9-3 there. Focus on that, but no, which means we don't need to hear from the Sullivan sluts. The Sullivan sluts have nothing to do with the manslaughter charge. The Sullivan sluts are there for the murder, okay? Because they had they're like, oh, she was angry and she's a cunt and she's bad, okay? That's what they need them for, okay? The whole John was angry thing. Like, you don't need to bring the kids anymore. That's another good thing you don't need to bring is the kids. Because the kids were there to be like, oh, she was angry in Aruba last month and she burnt my grilled cheese. And yes, and I'm totally not being put up to this by the adults around me who have manipulated and brainwashed me. No. Didn't give me enough chocolate syrup in my chocolate milk. I was really mad about that. No, we don't need to hear from any of these people ever again. Just stick with did he get hit by a car? That's what the next trial would be about. So there's that. No more Sullivan sluts. So similarly, the Commonwealth received emails from individuals who identified as jurors. They responded to them saying they would welcome the opportunity to discuss the evidence or the Commonwealth's case. However, we're ethically prohibited from inquiring as to the substance of your jury deliberations. Well, good news. You don't have to inquire. We're just going to tell you. That would include your individual or the jury's collective thought process. No, we don't need that. No, we're not trying to tell you that. The content of your deliberations, no. Or the reasons for your decisions, no. We don't want to share any of that with you. We just think she's not guilty, and we voted her as such. It was further explained that the Commonwealth could not promise confidentiality. How about that? They could not promise confidentiality, they tell them. You know what that means? That's their way of kind of threatening them. They're saying like, oh, really? You feel this way, huh? 12-0? Really? So you realize if you want to stick to this story that you guys voted to acquit Karen Reed, we're going to put your names out there. You sure you want to do that? Kind of a high-profile case. Would be a shame if, there's a couple of troll accounts on Twitter that are going to have a lot of fun with you. I mean, take a really nice guy like Lucky Loughran and look at the way they treated him. Take the ARCA guys or Dr. Marie Russell and just read online the vitriol that these animals, and that's what they are. They're fucking animals, these people, will say about that. And these jurors are going to be like, oh, you can't promise my... Okay, fuck it then. Oh, I thought just telling you that would... And Adam Lally knows that's going to scare them off. And that the substance of any communications may necessitate disclosure. Okay, we're going to dox you. All three jurors declined to further communicate with the Commonwealth and provided no information about the jury's purported votes. So that's them saying that, basically you scared us, Adam. Like, I just thought I could tell you something that kind of proves the point, right? So, but then that's why I'm happy that David Yannetti had the statement on the record that we expect him to do the right thing. Now, I just assumed it was a foregone conclusion that, let me try to pull this up. My messages were Bradl. I assumed it was a foregone conclusion that Bev was going to deny this motion on Friday, right? The motion to dismiss. But Tim Bradl, who is honestly very, has very little faith in these fucking assholes over there. Like, he's seen what they've done to me, and he's just pessimistic about the Reed stuff. Like, she's going to deny it. Like, whenever I talk to him about that, she's not going to allow that. She's not going to allow that. Well, he's changed his tune a bit, which is interesting. And he says the following, okay? He said, did you see Lally's filing? It's like they discouraged any further communication. They're trying to tamp it down. It's so corrupt. They're trying to discourage the communication because it doesn't help them. It's clear from everything they said, they're going to try to make them just go away. They have plenty of evidence to get them back in there to give the verdict. Like, they have plenty of reasons. Just get these 12 people back in there and just confirm. Like, did you actually vote 12-0 to acquit? He goes, I think even Bev is going to have to take care of this without making them go through an appeal. And I said, you think so? You think she's going to dismiss it? And he's never said anything like this before. So then he goes, so the way double jeopardy works is per charge, not per event or transaction. So she will have to stand trial for the remaining charge. But I think at this point, they have to dismiss the other two, but only after they bring all the jurors in to confirm the situation and then have them deliver the verdict in open court. At this point, that is what must happen, or this whole system is a joke. And I go, I bet you she doesn't dismiss them. And he says, okay, I'll bet you Fenway Park tickets. I win, you take me. You win, I take you. I go, well, I hate the Red Sox, so either way, you win on that one. And then we did Celtics instead. So, I don't know. It's just interesting that he said this, I thought. And I'm like, well, I really thought it was a done deal. I'm like, she ain't going to dismiss this shit. He thinks they are. He thinks they are. Again, I still am not convinced because I just have no faith in Auntie Bev to do the right thing. Ever. That's my lawyer was saying that. Tim Bradl was saying that. And again, Tim, he's usually pretty pessimistic is what I'm saying. So it's odd that he was almost optimistic there. Okay. After and that's a good point, Jen. After it's not just the defense saying this, it's the Commonwealth agreeing. Yeah, they did contact us and say this. 4 of them. No. I mean, I was a Red Sox fan. Love them. Grew up in the Red Sox, diehard, rooted for like World Series. I just hate baseball now, and I call them the woke Sox. They're just too woke. It's just bullshit, and I hate Sweet Caroline, and it's like I don't know. I have no interest in the Red Sox whatsoever. I pay attention to the standings once in a while. July is the worst month of the year for sports now. Just give us fucking football again, and we'll be good. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on that. Let's talk about my charges. We'll close this by talking about my charges, shall we? Okay, let me just check my turtle chats first to see if we got any more. Got a few here to read off. Anna sends $10. No comment. Thank you, Anna. Laura sends $10. Goes, I'm trying to rewatch the trial as well, but it would be so much better to have your commentary along with it this time. I missed a ton of it. A lot, even though I watched it live. You don't miss anything. I love you. I love you too, Laura. I appreciate that. I do miss a lot. That's why I'm like, I missed all that Guarino shit. I'm like, who does this guy think he is? Apple, like what? All right. So thank you, Laura. Brian sends $50 and goes, excellent show tonight. It would be great if you could continue to break down trial testimony every show like you did tonight. You found so many gaps with the Cedar Crest Road testimony. No doubt Yannetti and Jackson are watching and could use the help of a weekly trial analysis that you can offer. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. You know what? That's just what we're going to do. That's what we're going to have to do all the way to January is just trial analysis. We have hours and hours, hundreds of hours of testimony to get through. And maybe that's what we have to do. So if you guys have any recommendations, like that's why I love the flipper board thing. That's what that guy does. He goes through all the testimony and puts shit together like that. The internet, all of us working together out there, if you find anything like that, snippets like that, check this out, Turtleboy. He said this, look at, okay, yeah, we'll check that out, like that was so big tonight. Like the Nagels shit, like that's big. So thank you. George sends $10 and goes, Ryan didn't come to pick up Julie. She ran out to grab some drugs. Come on, man. You know how the game works. I do know how the game works, but I don't think that he was there to sell her drugs. And I think we should stay away from the drug angle, guys. Because that's how, again, we like to stick to the facts here. And that's how it starts getting into the whole thing about like, oh, is this a drug front? It's not that complicated. John went in that house. Some people in there that had a problem with him. They were drunk. He got ambushed and got the shit kicked out of him. I do think the plan was to kick the shit out of him. I do think that they did lure him there for that reason. They were going to tune him up a bit. Brian Higgins wanted to tune him up, I think. Brian Albert was like, yeah. Like, I think Brian Albert kind of gave it the green light. Like, I don't think Brian Albert had a huge problem with John O'Keefe, because why would he? But I think Colin Albert had a problem with him, and Brian Higgins, more than anyone, had a problem with him. So he gets in there, walks in, and it's just like talking shit, you know? And if you're going to start a fight with somebody else inside Brian Albert's house, you obviously need the green light from Brian Albert. So Brian Albert's going to be like, okay, I'm down. If he tries fucking with you guys, I got your back. You know that. You know that, Higgy. I got your back. So, John went down swinging. You saw his fist. That's a defensive wound he had on his hand. 100%. So thank you for that dono right there. Jill Daniels Jockey sends $50 and goes, if you ever decide that you want to take Meredith for a horse-drawn carriage ride, Jill is available for rent and pulls up quick. Carrots and hay not included. Oh my God. Stop it. That would be a wild ride, though. You can't control that horsey, can you? No, that would be Jen. You're thinking of Jen. Jen's the horse. Jen's horse race. All right. Megan sends $25 and goes, thanks for all you're doing to expose corruption. My pleasure, Megan. Thank you. Billy String sends $10 and goes, sorry, Kevin G, but Todd is right. I totally suck. Okay, thank you. Diane sends $25 and goes, how come Jen didn't check with the police to help make sure her sister and brother-in-law were okay before going inside the unlocked front door of a cop's house? Yeah, that's kind of obvious. And why did she take 30 minutes to go inside that house? 30 fucking minutes. 30 minutes. They got him out. They put him on that stretcher by 6:15. He was out of there, right? That's what the dash cam shows. 6:15. John was out of there. So what was she doing? Why didn't she just go inside then? How do you not go inside and be like, I got to go make sure everything's okay in there? There's a fucking dead body on the lawn. I left there not too long ago. I got to wait. At least got to let him know. Like, bro, you're missing this shit. You didn't hear? There's a body on your lawn, dude. What the fuck? Like that didn't come across her mind. No, but that's normal. That's normal behavior. All right, so thank you for that one. Next, Cash App here. We got Tracy sends $5 and goes, Bev will always be corrupt. She's no good. For sure. Carrie B sends $20 and Carrie B got Carrie B is not doing any witness intimidation for me. There's a couple emails there with police where they suggested that I was using Carrie B, who I've never met before and don't know, to try to do some witness intimidation for me while I was in jail. It's just wild, the emails that we got. So she says, everyone in the chat is asking about Deb Z. Why, what's up with Deb Z? Why, what's up with her? What are they asking about? I haven't seen her. Okay, so thank you, Carrie. Hope she's okay. Justin sends $5 and says, thanks for pointing out David Traub's bad acts. Yeah, he sucks, doesn't he? He sucks. And Tracy sends $5 and goes, that was the initial plan. Colin had the final blow. I do think Colin had the final blow. I agree with that. I don't think Colin could physically beat up John. If a one-on-one fight, John O'Keefe would have kicked the shit out of Colin Albert. We've seen Colin Albert fight before. But Colin Albert could easily be like, boom, something like that. Who knows? Or maybe pushed him down, hit his head on something, something like that happened. Who knows? Okay. If anyone else wants to have their message read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat or Cash at me, $ Uncle Turtleboy. We have Joe sends $20 and says, can you call Jill Daniels? No more calls. Thank you. Also, please get the Fairhaven rapper Katie Pimentel on the show along with Brett Killerin. Why would I want Brett Killerin on the show? I mean, Brett used to be on the show every night. I'd throw him $200 a month because he was poor and needed it. But then, I haven't talked or heard from that motherfucker in a long time. And he's a loser. Linda sends $5 and goes, the Commonwealth is corrupt. They're not interested in the truth. Look the other way. They're inverted video for sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Linda. I agree. Amanda sends $10 and says, did Jill and Fat Man ever get charged for assaulting you? They have their clerk magistrate's hearing on August 22nd. And we certainly hope that they will be charged on that day. So thank you very much for those. Again, click at the link at the top if you want your message read for Turtle Chat, or cash at me at $sign Uncle Turtleboy. Okay. Let's go to end the show by talking about my legal situation here. And that would be, we got our bill of particulars. Okay. Got the bill of particulars. I got a message here. Hold on. I just want to talk. We're not going to have time to go over this whole situation. I'm not going to spend that much time on it, but I just want to hit on some things. And I went over a lot of this in Turtle Club. All right. But again, I want to see at the bottom here. So again, the bill of particulars is supposed to explain to everyone, right, why my crimes are illegal. What? Okay, so he said, like, all they've done so far is he said all this shit. Like, we have a 70-page goddamn charging document, right? A 70-page charging document. And do I have this here? Okay. I'll bring the charging document up first so you guys can see this. All right. 70 fucking pages of this. And it's like, he said all this and blah, 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 blah. Okay, he did all this stuff. And then every once in a while, they will just copy and paste the statute. See how they just copy and paste the statute there? Based on the foregoing facts, there's probable cause he believed this. Okay, he did this to Michael Proctor, and then they copy and paste it, and then they go into the next one. They're like, here's all this shit. And he said this, and then he said this, and then there's a rolling rally, and he said this, and he did this. And based on that, this is witness intimidation against Julie Nagel. But they don't say, okay, well, what specifically did he say? What did the defendant say that's like, actually, like, how did it violate the statute? Can you explain that? And that's what you need a bill of particulars for. And we won that motion to get that. And then this dude, Robert Cosgrove, this new Mellow 2.0, who is such a fucking loser. He's like a 74-year-old old fogey who came out of retirement, former judge, earning over $200,000 a year just in his pensions alone, to declare war on the First Amendment. And if he wants to get some, he can get some. Like, and that's not a threat. That means we're going to, and I am going to expose the fuck out of this motherfucker, because I'm not your typical defendant, Robert Cosgrove. I expose pieces of shit, corrupt hacks like you for a living. That's what I do. Okay. And if you want to be the latest piece of shit to attach yourself to this, you can get some too. Like, we can do that. And so he writes this bill of particulars out, and it's like Mello wrote it. Okay. And it's the same shit. If you guys haven't read the whole thing, like, for instance, the Colin Albert thing, we don't have to go over all this. They bring up later in the video, Kearney display. No, that's not it. That's not the one. Oh, how about this one? So I don't even like. This was in September. Okay. He repeatedly stated that Jennifer McCabe killed John O'Keefe, because she did. At one point, for example, he stated, I am saying this as a matter of fact, that Jen McCabe participated in killing and planning to kill and cover up the murder of John O'Keefe. I'm saying that. That is not my opinion. How is that witness intimidation? Again, they're not saying how any of this is witness intimidation. Yeah, I did say that. That's an opinion. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. She did. And even if it was untrue, which it's not, the appropriate remedy for that is to sue me for libel or slander, not to charge me with witness intimidation. That's not how it works. But then they have this quote. Let me read this to you. Later in the video, Kearney displayed a sign on the lawn of Jennifer McCabe's sister in Canton. She had one of those, like, we really care about Officer O'Keefe. And he says, and that sign really pissed me off. I said, so this message is directed towards Denise Galvin, the sister of Jennifer McCabe. This is not, and I am not charged with witness and intimidation against Denise Galvin. So why on earth are they quoting a statement directed towards Denise Galvin if I'm not charged with intimidating Denise Galvin? Can they explain that to me? You killed John O'Keefe, you worthless piles of shit. I'm going to find you, motherfucker. I'm going to find you. Just know that. You want a Fud King dance? We can fucking dance. Okay. I'm going to find you. Where's the threat? And by the way, this is not directed at Jennifer McCabe or anyone I'm being charged with. So why is this being included in the bill of particulars? We could fucking dance. Again, we can dance. Like, what does that mean? Like, Kevin Reddington told me that we could dance. Is that a threat? Telling someone that you want to dance? Okay. I didn't know who you were before this. I thought you were Jen's lesbian sister or some shit. Again, so that's proof that this is not directed towards Jen. I didn't know shit about you. But now we know all about your son, Tommy. Tommy's the lacrosse coach at Canton High School, right? Yeah. Whoa. We could talk about Tommy too. I could talk about Tommy till the cows come home. It doesn't mean it's witness intimidation. We could pay Tommy a visit too. Yeah, I can ask him questions. Sure. You're going to get the whole fucking deal now. All of it. Yeah, like the Turtleboy deal. Like, we're going to expose you. Like, I didn't know who Denise Galvin was before this. This was the day after the incident outside of CF McCarthy's again, where her, Bob Galvin, and Jim Ferris threatened and sexually harassed Elizabeth Little and the 2020 producers and told them to go back to where they came from. And so I was like, oh, okay. You guys all of a sudden are bullying and threatening people. So I went on my show and I made this declaration up. I go, they can all, Allie McCabe, she can get it too. Yeah, she participated in a murder. She can get it too. Get what? Get what? What can they get? They can get exposed. That's what they can get. I haven't written about Allie McCabe. I haven't written about the second generation of McAlberts or Denise Galvin, but I can. Now we can start writing about you. It's not a crime or a threat to say I'm going to write about you. They can all get it. We've left the second generation out of this for a bit, but that's over. Well, except for Brian Albert Jr., because he looks functionally retarded. But how embarrassed is Brian Albert Jr.? They included this in the court documents. But besides him, the rest of them, they're all going to get it. They're all going to get it. Get what? Caitlin Albert, we've got some questions for you. Oh, so that's what they're going to get. They're going to get questions. That's what they're going to get. What the fuck is wrong with questions? Show up at another Bridgewater football game. I dare you, because then I'll ask you some questions. Daddy's coming to town. These people make me sick. Again, none of this has anything to do with Jen McCabe. So he goes on to say, as a result of the campaign of harassment and intimidation, Jennifer McCabe was upset, embarrassed, and angry, and concerned for the welfare of her juvenile children, including a 15-year-old daughter who is being recognized and photographed in public. Okay, all these people do is hide behind their kids. They're just like, oh, I'm being charged with accused of being involved in a murder. Oh, my kids are being harassed. Oh, no, stop. But that's not happening. Again, they're saying, I guess this is the bill of particulars now. They're saying that I made Jen, so the illegal part of my action, just to be clear, what makes my action illegal? What makes my exposing of Jennifer McCabe illegal? I made her upset, embarrassed, and scared. So you can't, it is the Norfolk County DA's office is now on record saying you cannot, it is illegal. It is a felony, as a matter of fact. It is a felony to embarrass Jennifer McCabe. That's what they put in the court filings, Your Honor. That's what they put. We've embarrassed her. The crime of embarrassment is now witness intimidation. The Commonwealth states that each of the above described incidents, whether taken individually or considered as a group, constitute intimidation of a witness. How? How? How is that intimidating the witness when I'm talking to her sister who has nothing to do with her? Okay. They mentioned this part again. About Chris Albert. Turtleboy exhorted his followers to confront Albert and order food from D&E Pizza with the intention of not paying for it. That never happened. We've been over this 100 times. I will give them $1,000 if they can show me the video where I say that. Give me 1 second. Again, that never happened. I'm not the one ordering welfare pizzas to D&E Pizza. That's not me. They're doing that, but I've never done that, and this never happened. So there's making shit up. This tells me that Cosgrove doesn't know anything. Like, he's just like, what? Okay, what am I writing here? Copy and paste from the last one. Okay, sure. And even if we were doing that, how the fuck is that witness intimidation? It's like what the Jerky Boys did. That's like, so when I'm a witness in a case, so the person that ordered a pizza to my house, that person committed witness intimidation. Okay. Life is normal. We've been over all this shit. Okay. What's the, how about this? On June 13th, Kearney called Juliana Albert, Chris Albert's wife, announcing himself as an award-winning journalist. And he left a voice message purporting to ask questions of her about a police report, but saying that he really wanted to know was, how the hell did Jen McCabe win best looking in the Canton High School class of 1994? And how did Julie Albert cope with that? That's witness intimidation now. Teasing someone that they didn't win a high school superlative in 1994 is witness intimidation now. Somehow that obstructed justice, I guess. That's what they want us to believe. And by the way, I'm not indicted for Julia Albert. I'm not indicted for her. Do you need therapy? Because that would just devastate me if I lost to Horseface. On June 19th, he left a voicemail on Chris Albert's phone addressing him as Chicken Parm Charlie. Okay, so what did I say that was illegal? He posed sarcastic questions. Oh, you can't be sarcastic. Including, do you live perpetually in Groundhog Day? That's illegal, I guess. That's a felony to ask somebody, do you live perpetually in Groundhog Day? And concluded the call with, I will take 2 blackened chicken parms, extra mozzarella, and we'll see you soon. That's a felony now, to make a joke about his shitty chicken parm. Or are they saying that was they might be arguing this, that was actually me doing one of my fake orders. That I'm saying that apparently D&E Pizza, the policy of D&E Pizza is people leave voicemails on Chris Albert's personal phone about what they want to order, and then they just make it. And then they're surprised. Oh my God, can you believe they didn't show up again? But he left it on my voicemail. And yeah, that did, Jill Daniels did commit witness intimidation against me by attacking me, because I am a witness in a criminal case in Norfolk County. And I think that she was doing that to prevent me from testifying. That's how I feel. That's all that matters, apparently. And then he mentions Colin Albert. Okay. And they actually do the whole, yo, Colin, it's Turtleboy from them Advantage Boys. Bang, bang, bang. Yo, we'll fuck any of you dogs up. You challenge my boys, them Advantage Boys, to a fight, dog. We about that life. Okay. And I go, no, but seriously, it's Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy. I just want to know, were you the one who killed John O'Keefe? Or was that what your Uncle Brian? Who hit him first? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I cannot believe they put this in the bill of particulars. They're like, that was the felony that he committed. After the Bang Bang videos were played in court. Like, seriously? Seriously, dude, you're going forward with that? Okay. And said, since the broadcast of Kearney's remarks and Colin's personal information, Colin has been the target of harassment and intimidation on social media, which he reasonably infers was caused by Kearney. No, first of all, reasonably infers? I didn't cause anything. Like, that's like saying me writing about Colin caused other people to do this. No, that's not how free speech works. People do that independently if they did that. Colin believes that Kearney's conduct has made him sad, scared, and paranoid. Oh, God, I hope Colin's okay. I hope he's okay. He's so sad. Colin's so sad. He's so scared. He's a little baby. He's so scared. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Colin Albert. Me no mean to scare you so much. He's so scared. Yeah, he seemed really scared outside of D&E Pizza when he was like, cracking jokes and making fun of fake pregnancies and all sorts of shit. Yeah, he seemed really scared. Relative to Kearney's intent, he's fearful of physical harm from strangers, fearful of it. Because he's not a tough guy or anything like that, but he's fearful of physical harm. That's my fault somehow. Relative to Kearney's intent, Kearney broadcast a live YouTube describing an interaction he had with Jill Daniels, Colin's aunt. Please make her a witness. In which, after speculating that Miss Daniels had a crush on him, he candidly admitted, I'm trying to put her godson / nephew in jail and, kind of like destroy his life. So that's my intention there, is to put him in jail and destroy his life. Well, by definition, if you go to jail, your life is kind of destroyed, right? If you go to jail for life, your life is kind of destroyed. So it's a crime to want to put someone in jail if they're a witness. Well, I'm a witness. So everybody on the internet who's saying that, like, Turtleboy, I want Turtleboy to be in jail. That's my goal, to put that motherfucker in jail. That's witness intimidation now. Like, this is fucking insane. Absolutely insane that they're doing this. And then they, on or about, he talked to Michael Proctor and his wife, Elizabeth Proctor. They're witnesses. I cannot believe they're going forward with the Proctor shit. He called the work cell phone of Trooper Proctor and left a voicemail asking him, why did you lie about what time you towed Karen Reed's car? He concluded by saying, now that I have your number and everybody else watching it has your number, which he then recited, I'd like to know. So the witness intimidation was that I said his phone number, which is on a public court document, and is not his personal phone number. It's his work phone number. It's on a public court document, and saying it out loud is witness intimidation, a cop. And this is embarrassing. How about this? Proctor received, in 12 hours following the broadcast, Proctor received on his work phone a dozen or more texts, phone calls, and voicemails about his alleged involvement in the conspiracy and demanding his termination. A result one may reasonably infer that Kearney intended. So, because I got people to call for Michael Proctor's termination, I am guilty of witness intimidation. That's the crime. But I got people to say that Michael Proctor should be fired. Well, I got bad news for you. Well, first of all, how the fuck are Alan Jackson and David Yannetti not charged with witness intimidation? Because they got me to want Michael Proctor to be fired. I didn't know who the fuck Michael Proctor was before I started looking into this case and the court filings, which I read, and they're all written by Alan Jackson and David Yannetti. Did they commit a crime too? Is that witness intimidation? Because I would not have wanted Michael Proctor to be fired had I not read their court filings. So is that what? How is it witness intimidation when I do it and no one else? This isn't very particular. But on top of that, you know who else seems to be demanding his termination? The entire internet. Everyone. Everybody who watched that trial. And the state police seem to agree because he's suspended without pay. This is what Putin does to journalists. I mean, this is third world shit, motherfucker. And then about the Elizabeth Proctor stuff. He goes, I couldn't think of two people who deserve to lose their jobs over this alleged conspiracy. though. Michael and Elizabeth Proctor. These two lowlifes think they're untouchable. They're nothing but bullies who terrorize people for years, but now they've met their match. Again, it's not against the law to think that Michael Proctor should lose his job. Okay. And again, Elizabeth Proctor, the same woman who called people's workplaces and tried to get them to be fired, is now the victim because someone did that to her. Okay. Both Proctors felt harassed by Kearney's acts as described above, which the Commonwealth states, whether considered individually or collectively, constitute intimidation of witness. How? They didn't explain any of this. And then there's Bukkake. On September 15th, knowing that Bukkake was a witness or potential witness in the pending investigation or case and intending to influence him and obstruct and impede the administration of justice, because that's what the statute says you have to do. You have to intend to impede justice, okay? But how did my actions explain that? Like, they're just like, well, he intended to do it. Okay, how? What did he do? Well, just did. That was his intention because we said so. Defendant Kearney directed the attention of a crowd of his followers to Bukkake as he was walking up the stairs to Norfolk Superior Courthouse, calling him by name over a bullhorn. Not illegal. His actions provoked a myriad of chants and name calling. Not illegal. Later, when Bukkake left the courthouse, he walked towards where he parked his unmarked cruiser. Kearney pursued him, accompanied by a crowd of his minions. They actually put the word minions in a court filing. Some keeping pace with Bukkake and waving signs, none of whom are charged with witness intimidation except for Turtleboy. And using a bullhorn, they began to ask him questions all the time, recording the interaction. But as he continued impassively and began to enter his cruiser, the defendant shouted that Bukkake was Michael Proctor's bitch, a disgrace, a corrupt pig, a fucking pig, disgusting, a loser, a fucking joke. He shouted that the state police officer standing nearby on duty couldn't believe they had to wear the same uniform as this clown, this corrupt pig. Bukkake is a loser, a loser. These actions caused Bukkake to feel intimidated. He was intimidated, bro. The video let's watch the video. We've seen it before. We need to watch it again, apparently. The Bukkake let's see if Bukkake's intimidated here. Like, is this real life? Like, this is like fucking moron happy hour. All right, hold on. There it is.
Sergeant Bukkake, are you trying to arrest me for wiretapping? Why did
Immediately brandishes the gun.
you pursue? Why were you talking about me during your whole interview with Lucky Laughlin? What have you done to follow up on the Ford Edge? What have you done? What have you done to follow up on that Ford Edge that Lucky Laughlin told you about? Why did you not interview? Why did you not interview? Why did you not interview? Why did you not interview Lucky Laughlin? Why did you not interview Lucky Laughlin, sir, until August 10th?
Look at this.
After.
He wanted us to see that, didn't he, folks? He wanted us to see
Are
that.
you ashamed, sir? I mean, is this why you went to the academy to cover for punks like Michael Proctor? You're Michael Proctor's bitch. That's all you are, son. You're Michael Proctor's little bitch. You're a fucking pig. You're a disgrace. You're a fucking disgrace. And these two guys here, they know it. They're looking at you right now like this guy's a
Watch the middle finger.
fucking joke.
Guess what? Is that? Oh, there's Nick Rocco. Yeah.
I can't believe I've seen
Colin was in the house. So
uniform as this clown.
it's pretty funny.
Corrupt
Oh, there's the middle finger.
pig. Look at you. Look at you. You
freaking pig. You disgust me. You disgust me. You loser. You loser. You freaking loser. Bukaki. Bukaki loser. Bukaki loser.
So that's witness intimidation. He was intimidated. That just to review. I mean, I can't believe they're saying this with a straight face. The man with the gun and the badge was intimidated by the man with the bullhorn. The man with the gun and the badge is intimidated by the man with the bullhorn. How? How the fuck could you be intimidated when you have the fucking gun in that situation? Do you understand what guns do? The purpose of the fucking gun is you don't have to be intimidated because you have a fucking gun. I don't have a gun. I have a bullhorn. This is insane. This is wild. And how the fuck can he continue to investigate me, which he's doing, if he's also a witness in this case? How? And a victim? How? So, again, each of these indictments, okay, then they talk about the picketing and the rolling rally, and I went to Julie Nagels' house and Michael Proctor's house. Okay. And then blah, blah, blah. Okay. Conspiracy with Janelle Webb. Okay. Who, by the way, still hasn't been arraigned. Nor should she be. Intent comment to all indictments. Each of the above indictments alleges intent, which may be inferred from the manner and means described. Inferred? No, but that's the problem is no. How? Explain my intent. How do you know what my intent was? The defendant has also made general statements as to his intent or motive. Okay, let's see what my intent is. Turtleboy returns to Canton. He said, this is not my last trip to Canton. I'll be back. These people think I'm fucking around. You haven't seen the last of me. Get used to it. Get used to it. Oh, wait. Except who was I talking about there? I was talking about the DPW workers who I'm not being charged with intimidating. So that's the best you can come up with. And by the way, I'm allowed to come back, even if I was talking to the McAlberts. I'm allowed to come back and keep asking them questions. On August 30th, he posted a video showing himself addressing his followers the bullhorn. He exhorted them as follows: free Karen Reed. These signs are everywhere. We need to continue to spread the word. Every single person in Norfolk County needs to know the truth about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. We are trying to affect the jury pool. That is exactly what I'm doing. Affect them? Educate them. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that? You're trying to educate the jury. Like, that's the whole purpose of this. Like, we want the world to know what happened. Now, clearly, by the way, they found 12 people who had never heard of this before. So, obviously, I can't do that. I can't get every single person in Norfolk County to know about this. I can't do it. On September 13th, he posted a blog entry entitled, Can't Cover Up, FKR Billboard Goes Up on Route 1 outside Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, 2 more to follow. So I wrote a blog about the billboards going up. I didn't pay for the billboards. I didn't put the billboard there. I just wrote an article about the billboards going up and then offered the following commentary. He suggested that they would serve the purpose of tainting the jury pool by propagandizing them as to her defense, or as he put it, again, tainting the jury pool. I don't remember saying that. It's really important for people in Norfolk County to know about the story because that's where the jury pool will be chosen from. So knowing about a case is tainting a jury pool, educating them. Education is witness intimidation. Okay. On August 20th, during a recorded YouTube interview, Kearney explained that they, the Commonwealth, want to be able to find a jury pool that has never heard of any of this shit before so they can manipulate them the way they've manipulated everyone else, and I'm not allowing them to do that. So because I'm not allowing the Commonwealth to manipulate a jury pool, that's witness intimidation. You have to stand back and allow the Commonwealth to manipulate the jury pool, or else you're guilty of witness intimidation. That's what they're saying. I mean, this is worse than I thought. On March 19th, Kearney divulged that his ambitions went beyond tainting the jury pool. I've said from the beginning, I do not want this case to go to trial. They missed the rest of that. What do I say? I go, the selfish part of me wants a trial. A trial would be very good for business, and boy, was it. Boy, was it. I doubled my subscribers, doubled my Twitter followers, sold 5 million of these fucking shirts. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. That trial was cash money for Turtleboy. No doubt about it. Pretty obvious, okay? Turtle Club subscriptions went through the roof. Everybody knows that. But because I'm such an ethical person, I still said, but I still don't think it should go to trial, even though it would be so good for me. I still don't think it should go to trial because she's innocent. And these charges never should have been indicted in the first place. And this case should be dismissed. So if you want a case to be dismissed before trial, if you have that opinion, that's actually witness intimidation because you're clearly, that's what I'm trying to do. As if I have the fucking ability to do that. I mean, it's just insane. Cosgrove signs his name to this bullshit. Okay. And yeah. So if Cosgrove wants to dance, we can dance. So there's that. There's that. Okay. Let me just refresh the turtle chats here before we call it a night. Laura sends $5 and goes, the line after Minions you missed ostensibly, aka inferred too. They haven't got squat. Of course they don't, Laura, at all. Absolutely. Jill Daniels' smelly breath sends $10 and goes, will Proctor really do an interview with Plevin? Did he say he was going to? Or is that about as real as the Krusty Panties interview? And by the way, I got the police report from the Dedham Police Department as to the Krusty Panties situation. And, some things are going on behind the scenes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Good point. Okay. Yes, this is Cosgrove's legacy. Absolutely. All right. Let me just see if we have any turtle chats here. Pierpont sends $5 and goes, by their standard, the prosecution also tainted the jury pool. Exactly. Like the defense completely tainted the jury pool. Like Alan Jackson gave freaking steps, press conferences on the courthouse stairs in which he accused the McAlberts of being complicit in murder. Like, but I'm the only one charged with witness intimidation. Like, that's insane. Caroline sends $20 and goes, joining in the Mazza. Good catch with the timeline. Well, thank you very much. And thank you to Mazza Media for everything you guys have done. Okay. Do you guys have any questions or anything before we call this a night? Anything we want to? I got more. Bukkake harassed another person. We got more evidence of Bukkake going after people. He's showing up at a dude's house for the first time, and it didn't go well for him. Again, if Bukkake comes to your door and he is trying so hard to get me back in jail, or he can't even get me back in jail because he's trying to get people to say that I ordered them to contact Jennifer McCabe like a year ago. Even if he were able to pull that off, which he won't be able to because that never happened. The alleged crime occurred before I was indicted, so I would not have my bail revoked for that. Like, so I don't even know what the fuck he's trying to do here, you know? All right. Let me read some questions. See you guys have any comments or questions or anything. Yeah, Morrissey tainted the jury pool first on August 25th, didn't he? Any mails yet? Yes, one mail. I don't have an update on the turtle yet. Yeah, I can't wait for the standouts tomorrow. It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be like anywhere you drive in the state. There's going to be people all over. It's going to be great. Yeah, the TV app, it might even be on the Google Play Store already. But if not, it'll be ready any day now. It's just getting approved by Apple. It's already been approved by Google. What's my attorney's opinion on the particulars? We haven't talked that much about it, but we will. Don't want to give too much away. The hearing on Friday will be a waste of time. I hope not. Don't leave you hanging like what? What did I leave you hanging on? 100,000 subs. There's going to be another award for Jill Daniels. Good job. I know, right? I got the $100,000. Oh, that's an award. That's right. My YouTube award. That's a YouTube award. That counts. Then you a $50 turtle chat. I didn't read. Let me refresh here, Brian. Did you send it right now? Oh. Yes. Did I not read this one? He goes, excellent show tonight. It would be great if you could continue to break down trial testimony every show like you did. You found so many gaps with the Cedar Crest Road testimony. Oh, I read that one and I riffed about it, my dude. So thank you very much for the donut. I appreciate that. What about the Colin video with the girl drinking? All I got to say about that is, do these people not have any, can they not, it just shows that they can't read the room. Like they don't know how to just keep a low profile. You just got away with something and you went on your thing and you testified that you were like an altar boy and no, I've never gotten in a fight with anyone. And then you go on there and goes, we're going to fucking destroy you. Well, pounding martinis with, by the way, Colin, like, not that I thought highly of you at all, but like, I don't know if you like your milkshakes thick, but you like your women that way, don't you, son? And that girl, I mean, did you drug her? Like, what did you do to her? What was she on? That was bizarre. You don't have, contrary to popular belief, like every time you're having a drink, which I know that you think that makes you really cool because I remember my first beer too. But you're not required to film it and post it on social media. Not required. Like, you don't have to do that. You can just get drunk with your friends if you want and have a good time. Okay. I need a cup with a straw. I had a straw. I'm slurping. Oh, there's no video for the new Bukkake one. There's no video. Just a couple pictures. I want to write the story first. Yeah, that girl does look more than drunk. Yeah, that's a good point. So, as far as you saying Proctor should be fired, you pay his salary. Yeah, exactly. I do have a right to that opinion. Thank you. Colin funnels Guinness. I know. Oh, the Dedham police report shit. Yeah, I got to leave you hanging, Alex, on that one. We'll revisit it. I promise. Oh, Janelle. Great to see you too. Thank you very much. Let's see. Janelle, glad you haven't been arraigned. That's great news. That's great news. Again, they only indicted her on conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. They have no intention of like following through on that because the whole purpose of indicting her was you can't indict me on conspiracy if no one else is indicted. You can't have a conspiracy with one person. So they indicted her just because they needed somebody else to be involved, but they don't really want to go after Janelle. They're like, we don't want to bust her balls. Like, she fucking ran a plate one time. We're not going to bust her balls over that, but we have to indict her, or else his lawyers are going to say, well, there's no conspiracy here because no one else has been indicted. See what they did there? That's all that shit was. What's this? Yeah, according to the Dedham police, Officer Porro was looking to speak with Miss Murray and will be applying for a criminal complaint against her. So that is what I've been told. The Dedham police are charging Catherine Peter with violating a restraining order again. Again! So she can deal with that. That's a good question. What does tainting the jury pool have to do with witness intimidation? That's a good fucking question. What does one have to do with the other? I guess they're saying I'm trying to interfere with justice or something. I don't know. The hoops that they have to jump through. Yeah, the Morrissey speech was ridiculous. That's witness intimidation, totally. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the comments. One question, Feds, where are you at? We'll see. All right. I think I'm all caught up here. Okay. All right. So seeing as nothing crazy and new here, I think we're going to call it a night. Am I going live tomorrow? Probably not. I don't see why I would, but I definitely will be going to some of these standouts. And if you have one near you, head on down, have a good time, and watch out for the Popo and the McAlberts. And we'll see you guys all for the next episode of Turtleboy Live on Tuesday. All right, peace, Turtle Riders.